The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
This is, I'm very nervous. This is my big chance. Hang on. I've just eaten some chocolate, so, I'm nervous. Gonna give it my best shot. May never get this opportunity ever again. Here we go. I met a boy called Frank Mills on September 12th, right here in front of the Waverley. But unfortunately, I lost his address. He was last seen with his friend, a drummer he resembles George Harrison of the Beatles, but he wears his hair tied in a small bow at the back. I love him, but it embarrasses me to walk down the street with him. He lives in Brooklyn somewhere and wears this white crash helmet. He has gold chains on his leather jacket, and on the back are written the names Mary and Mom and Hell's Angels. I would gratefully appreciate it if you see him. Tell him I'm in the park with my girlfriend, and please tell him Angela and I don't want the $2 back, just him. I may never get the chance, Catherine, to do that again.
Well, here's hoping.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome on the line the producer of the latest production of Hair. It's Katy Lipson. Katy?
Hello.
I threw that audition piece at you. You didn't know that was going to happen. I'm just wondering, is there any chance of me being the person that sings Frank Mills? I know traditionally it's played by a woman, but
rehearsal start next week.
I can make it. I can make it. I can do it.
That was wonderful. I really enjoyed that performance.
I've heard this brush off. I've heard this brush off.
We'll call you.
I've auditioned before. I've heard. Oh, that was wonderful. Yes. Okay. Could you send the next person in? Thank you, Katy. Listen, it's such a pleasure to talk to you because I am genuinely. I love Hair. I love it. I've seen it loads and loads of times. I've even sat through the awful movie more than once. That's how much I enjoy it. You're producing it's the 50th anniversary, isn't it?
It is indeed. This is a transfer of our Manchester production last Christmas.
Fantastic. It's at the Vault in London, and when does it start? October?
Yeah, October the 4th till January the 13th.
It got extended, didn't it?
Yeah, we just extended for 6 weeks.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I'm going to be there so often. But. I was I was very excited when I saw a little tweet that was doing the rounds today. Now, obviously, famously, I mean, Hair is a brilliant musical. It's got brilliant songs in it. And, of course, the famous scene, which actually, when you see it, it's not as shocking as everyone thinks, but before the interval, nearly everyone on stage strips off. And I've told this story before, Katy, but I'll tell you. Last time it was on in the West End, I took my mum to see it. And my mum is in a wheelchair. So she gets, like a nice aisle seat, sort of on the front balcony in this theatre. And when they all started coming out naked, and this young man sort of climbed up over the balcony and he stood next to my mum, who's in her wheelchair. naked. He's naked, not her. And he put his leg up on the balcony right next to her, and his ding-dong is flapping away nearly in her ear. And she was so happy, Katy. She was so happy. She says, I've not seen one of those for years, and it made her. But you're doing some special performances where the audience are allowed to be naked.
Absolutely. Clothing optional performance. We were approached by several nudist naturist groups who asked us if we were planning on doing a clothing optional performance.
Yep.
And so we all got together and we discussed it and we thought, well, why not? You know, people feel liberated with their clothes off. This is the perfect production to offer that to these select groups if they wish to come to a private performance. So that's what we've explored, and we've put one show off sale and shared the event with these groups.
I loved. I don't know how true this is, but part of the tweet that I saw was that there will be security there in case people are unable to control themselves.
No, I didn't see that. That was someone.
Oh, someone's added that. Good. What kind of seating is it? Is it easy to wipe down? That's my concern. Is hygiene. At the age of 44 now, Katy, my main concern is the hygiene of the venue.
Well, what it says in the booking link is that everybody's requested to bring a towel and to bring something to cover the seats. So the seats are covered anyway, but they're going to be covered again.
I love it. How many? Because I don't know the vaults, and since I knew this was going to be on, I've looked at a couple of little videos of, you can see what's in there. How many does it seat in there?
Well, the vault is actually a multi-room venue, but we're using just one space for the show, which is the theatre space, 200 seats. Fantastic. And it's a big arch set in. We're going to do it traverse, so two sides, and then a few more seats at the other end.
And how are you doing the music? Have you got a band? Is it backing tapes? What's the plan with this one?
Always a band. We've got a band.
Yes.
We've got our own arrangements. It's a reduced orchestra, but it suits the style and intimacy of the show.
And Let the Sun Shine In, are the audience allowed up on stage as per usual?
Absolutely. And then we carry on the party in our second space where the party will go on till 1 a.m. With cocktails and food and the dance floor. It's going to be brilliant.
Not with the nudists?
Not with the nudists.
No, good.
This is on every night. Audiences will be sharing that together.
Why hair, Katy? What was it that attracted you to get involved with it?
Oh, well, hair's just always been a project that, a score and a show that I've adored. And as a producer of musical theatre only, I have a massive list of shows that I'm developing, that I'm passionate about. I was working with this theatre in Manchester with the Hope Mill Theatre Boys, and we wanted a show for our Christmas that would basically bring in multiple generations of audiences. And it just seemed that bringing hair to Manchester, England was the perfect thing.
And this is the thing, because I first saw it in the 90s with Sunita and John Barrowman. And I absolutely fell in love with it. I went and saw that run a couple of times, and I've seen it loads of times. I have I would like to say I have the biggest collection of hair soundtracks. I've got all of them. I've got every single one that ever came out. And because people go, it's just a silly show about hippies. But. It's a brilliant story. It's brilliant music. The fact you've got a live band, and you're right, you do need a live band for hair, but I didn't want to make any judgments. And I'm not a massive musical theatre fan, mainly because I've not really been to enough to kind of form a judgment. But this is just so much fun, isn't it?
Yeah, it's different. I think the form of hair is like no other. It's almost like an art installation. I mean, it's just... it's psychedelic in a way. Every single, every scene is like a different vignette and a different journey, and you can see all the colour and the vibrancy and the choreography, and it just deals with so many themes and so many issues in the world that are still current today as they were then.
Oh, and by the way, spoiler alert, if you don't get the hairs standing up on the back of your neck and a little pinprick of tears in your eyes towards the end, then you have no soul, for goodness sakes. There's a moment you go, oh my God. And amazing, 50 years on, and it is, it is one of those things people joke about because everyone's nude and stuff, but that's only like a tiny part of it. But at the time, when it was released, it first came out, it was a phenomenon, wasn't it? I mean, it took the world by storm.
Yeah, I was really lucky to meet the writer recently in New York, the book writer, James Rader, who's 85, and he chatted to me how random it was when the show was first of all picked up for its first ever production, and how he collaborated with those writers.
Yeah.
So it's fascinating how the world connected with it, and yet now hearing these lyrics and hearing the themes and hearing the things expressed are so intense. And in our production, we're not in a proscenium march. You are so close to the action.
Yeah.
You almost feel like you're immersed in an indoor rave,
Well, with the, fingers crossed that the world will still exist when this launches, but with the talk that's going on around, the rhetoric that's going on around the world, a kind of anti-war, or a musical about young people being sent off to war, it always seems appropriate.
Absolutely.
We had Galt McDermott on, who wrote the music, and
amazing.
He's a delightful gentleman. He was very forgetful, but luckily it was his son, wasn't it? His son was there to kind of gently remind him of some of the stories, and he was thrilled that you guys were doing it 50 years later.
Yeah, I mean, I think it will carry on 50 years beyond now.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that it's not even of its time. It doesn't feel dated. I've had a lot of conversations about, is it dated? And I don't. I think as well the music can be interpreted so many different ways, orchestrally and vocally, and it's just brilliant.
How's theatre going at the moment in general, Katy? Because you always hear that theatre's kind of struggling a bit, and in times when people are counting the pennies, these are the kind of things they cut back on. But is it generally doing okay?
It really depends on what you're producing and where you're producing it. Is it on tour? Is it a new musical? Is it an old musical? Are you on Broadway? Have you got a star? Things are thriving. I think the big shows still are thriving. The Hamiltons, the Wickeds, on Broadway, Dear Evan Hansen come from away. These shows are selling at 101% a night. It's incredible, the amount of money. But regionally, things can struggle. So, and I have things on the road like the Addams Family. I have things at the Edinburgh Festival, and I have shows in London that are new musicals that nobody knows about with no stars, and they're all very different models.
Yeah.
So I would say that it very much depends, but it's a very hard business because of how much money these things cost to put on.
Katy, what's the website? Where's the best place for people to go if they want to find out the dates?
We've got a website which is literally hair50.com.
Brilliant. I'm going to tweet the hell out of that. Listen, you guys and the cast or whatever, you are welcome on this show whenever you want. And Catherine and I would love to come and sit in and maybe interview some of the cast when they're doing a rehearsal or something one day.
Absolutely.
Stay in touch, Katy. Thank you so much for coming on, and best of luck.
Cheers.
Thanks a lot.
You.
Bye-bye. There we go. What a lovely lady. Although it has to be said, Catherine, I was disappointed. I gave that performance of Frank Mills. I gave it 70%. I had another 30%. I was
Really?
Yes, I was saving that for the callback, which unfortunately never came.
Aye.
Disappointed. Thank you, Katy. I love that.
Show business.
That's show business, guys. But here's the thing. I'm never going to stop dreaming. I am never going to stop dreaming. As long as my heart is beating, then tunes will be coming out of my mouth.
Oh, good.
Let's have a break.
Unmissable late night radio with the original king of unconventional conversation.
Make contact with Iain Lee.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
You've never seen Hair, have you?
No.
Oh, man, we're going to go. Maybe we should go on a nudie night.
No, that's
Yay!
fine.
Let's go on a nudie night.
No.
I might go to the nudie night. I might go to the nudie night and take and record it. I might go to the nudie night.
It's nudism optional. You're going to be that one guy, aren't you? Everyone else will have pants on.
No, I'm going.
He's striding round.
But do you have to get the tube there naked?
Yeah.
All right. I'm up for that. It's a bit of fun. It's a little bit of fun. There's bodies. We've got bodies. Not everyone's got bodies. Ghosts. Let's compile a list of people who
who've not
don't
got
have bodies.
Ghosts.
Records.
Oh.
Well, they're recordings of people's voices, but there's no body to them.
Okay.
Skeletons.
Severed heads.
Right, hang on. Skeletons. This is actually turning out to be a much better list than I thought. Severed heads. Walt Disney. And brains in jars.
In general.
And brains in jars.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in jars. In general. This is turning 0344 499 1000. What was a throwaway comment is actually turning into a nice, interesting little bit of social history. 0344 499 1000 is the phone number. After 11, part 2 of the interview with Mr. Chas Hodges from Chas and Dave. Lots of nice feedback about that yesterday. Part 2, it's even better. You know why? I sing with him. I sing a song that I used to sing to my boys on the ukulele. It's the only song I can play confidently on the ukulele, but we sing. So Ghosts, Records, Skellington, Severed Heads, Walt Disney and Brains in Jars in general.
Mm-hmm.
Those little... Remember they used to get those bags of giggles?
Oh, yeah.
The yellow bags. And
Bag of laughs.
It was a bag o' laughs. The first time I'd ever seen the word O written there.
Yeah.
Bag o' laughs.
I bought one of them with my birthday money once.
Oh, I always wanted a bag of laughs. And I always wanted those chattering teeth until I got those chattering teeth, and they were rubbish.
Yeah, they don't stay chattering very long,
Chattering
do they?
teeth are rubbish, guys. 0344 499 1000. Ghosts, Records, Skellington, Severed Heads, Walt Disney and Brains and Jars and Generals and Bags. Oh, laughs. That's what we've got. Today... Well, how do people stick to a diet? How do people lose weight and stick to a diet? That's what I want to know.
They stop eating nonsense.
Because I cannot do it. I've done really well. What day is it today? Wednesday. Monday and Tuesday... I didn't eat much, and I got down to 15 stone 1, right? And then today, I was in a bad mood because my headlamp was broken. And, do you remember when you used to be able to go into a petrol station and you could buy things for the car? Now it's all milk and hummus. But I managed to find a petrol station that had a tiny section. It was like hidden away in the corner. So I bought, a light bulb for the headlamp because my headlamp was broken. And it's taken me years to work out that you don't just lift up the bonnet and reach round the back and do it that way. You can actually unscrew the headlamp and take it out. That's the way to do it.
Oh.
So for years I've been reaching around, and it would take
Very fiddly.
It would take me an hour because you've got to get those clips in the right place. But now I've worked out via YouTube, thanks guys, that you can unscrew the headlamp, and there's screwdrivers in the boot of the car. And you take it out, you put it bish bash bosh. So I did that, and then the headlamp still didn't work, and then I realised I'd taken out the wrong light. So what I did then was I then got the light I'd taken out because that wasn't broken, because I'd taken out the wrong one. So that one wasn't broken. So I took out the one that was broken, and then I put the one it still didn't work. But I thought it worked, and it took me ages, and I was swearing in a petrol station, and people were looking at me, and I had to pretend I knew what I was doing.
I hate that, the pressure of everyone else.
So I was stressed, very, very stressed, angry, and this, I'm going to be honest, this coming off caffeine is worse than when I packed in the gear, because I woke up with I had a dream where I'm having a recurring dream, okay? That's metazapine. It gives you dreams, man. Let me play some jolly music so this doesn't sound all heavy. Hang on, I've got some jolly... Hang on a minute. Let me get the computer up. Let's play some jolly music to make this a little bit more upbeat. No, that's not it. No, that's not it.
I check my road in the morning. I check my road in the night.
I don't know if this is...
I check my road in the afternoon to make sure I get back for bath time.
That wasn't it?
Yeah.
No. That's it. We're in. So,
This dream.
Oh, a recurring dream where it's the end of the final year. It's the end of my college degree,
Right.
And so it's like a big rave up, right? A big party going on, and I go and get drunk, basically. But I can't find anyone. Anyway, so I had this dream, but in this dream I had a really bad headache, and I woke up, and it turns out I had a really bad headache in real life, and I'd eaten a pillow. No, that's a different joke. And it's coming off the caffeine, and it's only day 3 coming off the caffeine. So I went downstairs, and I had a half and half coffee, half decaffeinated. That took the edge off it, right? But then I was in a grumpy mood with the children, and I could only withstand their nonsense for about 3 hours. We watched a bit of Dr. Dolittle. I'd never seen it before.
It's long.
I got to an hour and a half, and I saw there was another hour. I went, yeah, I'm going to pause it now. Do you know who steals the show in Dr. Dolittle?
Yeah. Anthony Newley.
No, he doesn't. Nope.
That snail.
There is. I've not got to the snail yet. Don't please, no spoiler alerts on Dr. Dolittle. I don't know if he finds the giant pink sea snail. No, I'll tell you who. Richard Attenborough.
Oh. I don't really remember.
He's the actor. He's Richard Attenborough. He's got short man glasses. He was in
Chases Baboons.
Great Escape. Yeah, that's the fella. He sings. No, I've never seen anything like it in my life. He sings that with the Push Me Pull You.
Yes.
And boy, oh boy, isn't the Push Me Pull You brilliant? I said to the boys, "How do you think they've done that?" They said computers. I said, didn't have computers then. So my eldest kept with a brilliant thing. He said, right, well, there's two llamas, and they've just got one standing behind the other. I said, no. And first of all, they're going, is that a real animal? The Push Me Pull You's brilliant. It shouldn't be brilliant, but it looked convincing.
What did they do? Did they have, like, a pair of, like, trousers with a head on it for the Push Me Pull You? Is that how it worked?
Sorry?
The llama.
It's two
did they
heads.
have, like, a pair of, like...
Yeah.
Llama trousers with a head.
It'd be men in a suit. It'd be men in suits.
It wasn't a real llama face.
No, but it looked good. It looked really convincing. Because most of my men inside animals comes from accidentally stumbling upon a website that I wish I'd never found, but also the pantomime horse in Rent-A-Ghost.
Yeah, Dobbin?
Dobbin. So to see... do you know what? I was thinking about Rent-A-Ghost the other day, and I actually said to myself in my head... Yeah, towards the end it started getting really silly. And then I realised what I was saying was absolute nonsense. Because I tell you the character from Rent-A-Ghost I like the best. Mr. Mumford. Yeah, he was only in Series 1. He was the new ghost that couldn't walk through walls. Do you remember him?
Ooh.
There was
Jeremy Claypole.
Jeremy Claypole. There was one who looked like...
Timothy
Jeremy. Claypole.
Yeah.
There was one who looked like John Pertwee's Doctor Who, again in the first series. And there was this guy, Fred Mumford, who was just a bloke. He was like a normal bloke. And the others would walk through walls, and he'd walk into a wall, and he'd bump off it.
Oh.
So, I think once they got rid of him and John Pertwee look-alike in Victorian clothing, and they brought the pantomime horse to life, and they got rid of Nadia Popov and the astral elevator, that's when I think it jumped the shark. But the point I was making was that not having coffee is making me want to jump in front of a bus.
Well, I told
Yes?
you it was hard to come off it.
Aye.
Because you laughed at me when I came off coffee.
No, I didn't. No,
well, there were people saying that I was being dramatic. I felt terrible.
I didn't laugh because I've done it before. This would be the third or maybe even the fourth time I've given up caffeine for an extended period. I didn't drink it for years once, and hello. So I've been miserable all day. I had another doze, then woke up with a headache. So I had to have another half and half, and then I came in and I was in a crappy mood, but I was hungry because I've not eaten all day. So I ordered pizza. Took an hour and a half to come, Domino's. And I kept phoning them up. Because the app, the app, it says it's on its way.
Yeah.
Then it said it's been delivered. I went, all right. I went downstairs. It wasn't there. I gave it a minute. So I phoned up. Well, he's just turning into your street now.
Which we all know is
20 minutes later, he hadn't arrived. Literally, I was phoning up for the fourth time to demand a refund, and he rocked up. So here's the question for tonight. How do you lose weight? Let's put that question to Joe. Good evening, Joe.
Hello, Ian. Hello, Ian. I don't speak to you for a decade, and I speak to you 2 nights in a row.
Hey! How you doing, fella?
Well, you've changed, man. You've changed.
Tell me about it, Joe.
Okay, remind me, but Ian, what I found out about is your coffee thingy. You know, your coffee thing?
Yeah, the coffee thing.
Right, it's a really potent vegetable drug, Ian. Really potent. You can't be stopping suddenly. Is that what you've done?
No, I am doing it gradually. I'm going half and half.
No, even that's too far. In the morning, to be honest with you, first thing in the morning when you wake up.
Yes, I know.
How much coffee does it take for you to reach what you regard as Ian at his best?
3.
3 cups
of
what type?
Coffee.
Espresso. Yeah, but espresso, filter coffee.
No, I don't use the capsules anymore because I'm going to say it. You know the capsules? I don't think they're very nice.
Destroy the planet, Ian. Destroy the planet. Mate, get a Mexican out, you lazy thing. Wow, you destroy the planet. Why don't you? Ian, come on, man.
Joe.
Go on.
No, I'd normally I'm off the lattes because I'm trying to lose weight. So I'll have
You're fat. You've gotten fat as well. You've changed how you've gotten fat.
I've got
like a bad ex-girlfriend. What are you like? How fat are you?
You've not called me for 10 years.
I know, but you've changed so much. I tell you, I was so joyful to catch up with you.
And then you found out I'm fat.
Google. I stalked you online. And it's like, well, the man's got a radio show at long last, mate. Cheers for the warning about David Prever. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Mate, listen, you didn't diss him enough. No way. He's even worse than you made out. When I heard his name come up on the graveyard shift, I'm like, I'll check it out, mate.
Oh, come on.
Mate.
Come on, mate. Don't be rude. Come on, now.
Well, I'm not being honest. It's absolutely...
Joe,
anyway.
Joe, do you want to... Joe, say hello to Ken.
All right. Bye, Ian. You go.
Joe, say hello to Ken.
You've changed, man. You've changed so much. Where's Chavy Vicky?
Say hello to Ken.
Hello there.
Hello, mate. I'm Joe. You all right?
Yes, Joe, I'm doing very fine, thanks.
Cool. Where's the accent from?
What's that, Joe?
Whereabouts where exactly is your accent from?
That's a Scottish accent from...
I know that much. Come on. It's
from Bonnie, Scotland.
Which bit?
I come from Scotland originally, but I live in Bonnie, England. It's a great country. I love the English people, and I'm very glad to be living in England, Joe. It's a
cool,
wonderful country. Great.
Isn't it,
England.
Yeah, man. We give our old people free bus passes, mate. Isn't it amazing? Go abroad and tell the foreigners. They can't believe it.
I worked all over the world for a good number of years as a bricklayer in Canada, Australia, and America, and the UK.
All across the world. Did loads of smashing things up and stuff. Yeah, man. The world's great, isn't it, when you get out there?
But listen, when I worked all over the world as a bricklayer, the best men I ever worked with, the best men to work with was always the English bricklayers. I always got on well with them. They always worked hard. Most of them are very good tradesmen, and they've done a good day's work, and they liked a little laugh and a crack. And
yeah, but a lot of straight-looking gay men, though, isn't there? Isn't it?
Again?
Like pretend they're not. Anyway, because that's neither here nor there.
Anyway. What do you do, Joe? Are you working? Are you
mate, listen, no. Listen, I did my 25 years, mate. That's enough, mate. I did 25 years of it, and sod that. Hate alarm clock. Hate going to work. Hate it. So I did 25 years, mate, and that was it. Done. No, I've not all on the head, mate. I've retired to the countryside.
Well, listen, here's a thought for you, Joe. Can I give you a wee thought? One day you're talking about retirement, but listen, this is a very serious subject. One day you're going to die.
You speak up, though, Joe. This is a really old phone joke. You can speak up for us, mate.
One day you and I will die, Joe. The question
cheers, mate. Cheers, nice one. Oh, great.
Yes,
nice one. Great. Oh, what? Hey. In it. And in the meantime, we're going to have loads of sex, do loads of vegetable products. We may have loads of fun. Mate, oh, God, not but one day we're going to die. Oh, my God. Ian, what have you done to me?
You can have loads of sex if you like, but listen, there is a day of judgment. God. Don't forget, God loves you.
Listen, I was in the back of an ambulance last week. I spent 4 quid and got into the pillar.
Joseph, listen to this, please, just for 1 minute. Jesus died for you, my friend.
I love Jesus. It's precious to Jesus. Yeah, listen, Jesus loves you. I've got to cross them.
Well, you have to turn from sin and believe in Him to get to heaven. Otherwise, you'll go to hell.
I'm wearing a cross as we speak. Listen, you're talking to the converted. My mum's a Catholic, isn't she? The Virgin Mary appeared in her home village.
That doesn't make you a Christian. Being a Catholic doesn't make you a Christian, Joseph.
Well, listen, I don't lie, I don't cheat, I don't steal. You know, I do as best I can.
Right, that's good.
I'm wearing a cross. I'm wearing a cross. Hang on, Jake, I'll get a word in, please. Ken,
we're all sinners.
I'm wearing a cross, right? Oh, God, I've got the God squad. Listen, you're preaching you're just converted.
No, you're not. Conversion means to be born again, Joseph. I used to be a Roman Catholic, but I wasn't a Christian, just religious. The question is, do you know Jesus Christ as your Lord and Saviour? No,
yeah, of course I do, mate, of course I do.
Oh, wonderful.
Listen, no, mate, spare me, listen. When I was brought up, listen, there's religious icons all across the house. My family are Italian, isn't they? What, mate? Seriously, you ain't talking some Protestant English here. What? Ian, what have you done? Oh, you gave him that, mate, listen, Ian, you've changed. Ian, come back. Ian, come back.
You get the results tomorrow.
Ian, results of what? Ian, you just set the God squad on me, mate.
We'll have a massive Chinese, Mum.
Oh, great, because he just said one day we're going to die. Oh, my God, just what I need to hear, isn't it, Ian? Ian, just what I need to hear. One day we're going to die. Don't do that again, Ian. Save me, come back. Ian! Ian! Help!
I know a better Chinese to go to, Mum.
Okay.
Lucky House.
Yeah? Hello, who's that?
Yeah.
Who's that? Who's that? Hello? Hello, hello? 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 Is there anybody out there?
Hello?
Hello, hey, hello, what, hello, I'm Joe, who are you?
I just guessed that it's Paul.
Oh, hello, Paul, did we speak last night?
I can't remember.
Have you had your email shut down or something?
I haven't checked my, I don't
That's
have,
not you, then.
I don't have
Sorry.
Facebook.
So I've forgotten your name already, excuse me. Ken, Joe, what's your name?
Paul.
Paul, sorry, I just been rattled. Ian just put me through to some geezer, right? He's gone, one day we're going to die. I'm like, oh, spare me. And then
was it Ken?
Oh, yeah, giving me God Squad, mate. I'm trying to say
from Newcastle, yeah?
I don't know. He's got a Scottish accent, but he sounds like he's from Slovenia. Mate, oh, God. Mate, oh, God. I'm saying, yeah, I've got a cross around my neck, do you know what I mean? My mate give it me, and it's attached with bits of rosary. My God, how much more God Squad do you have to be?
Ken phones in just as often as I do, and he's probably as annoying as me.
Listen, no, that's cool. Okay, what's your specialist subject? Please don't tell me one day we're going to die, right? Please don't, mate. Don't, please.
No, we're all going to live forever.
Innit? He said one day we're going to die. And I've gone, in the meantime, right, we're going to have loads of sex, eat lots of food, consume lots of vegetable products that make us weird like Ian. Ian's in his cafe, mate. He's a coffee maker, right? One of those destroy the planet coffee makers.
Okay, can I stop you for 1 second? Because it sounds like you've had a lot of coffee. Ian has just said he's trying to give up coffee and he feels like throwing himself in front of a bus. Well, if he did do that, he'd be a flat white, wouldn't he?
Innit? Sorry.
I'm here all night.
Sorry, Paul. I was really rattled by that last caller. Do you know what I mean? My God, anyway.
It doesn't matter. Everyone can believe in whatever God they want to believe in. It's all one God. Every God speaks truth, love, and...
Innit? I like them all. Do you know what I mean? I think Buddha's cool. I think they're all good. Even Allah's cool, mate. That book of theirs, they sing it. They're the Quran.
Salam alaikum. Salam alaikum.
Yeah, why not? It's cool. Sounds nice.
What do you reply?
Don't know. What about this one? Okay, I'll give you another one. How about Merry Me? You know that one where people give you a hug and go, Merry Me? You ever had that?
You reply, alaikum salam.
Okay, right. And on my one, I say Merry Me, and you say Merry Me again, right? But it's a hug and it's whispered like the English pagans do it. So, okay, what's my reply?
You reply, if I say salam alaikum, you reply alaikum salam.
Okay, go on then, go on.
Salam alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
Sounds like an Indian takeaway you've ordered.
Is it? That's right. Go on, I'll do my one. Okay, a little bit of intro music. Merry meet. Merry meet.
You know when I order an Indian takeaway, do you know what car it's delivered in? Do you know what car it's delivered in?
No.
A Toyota Vindaloo.
Cool, mate. You're the perfect antidote, mate. Well, Ian, mate, he's changed. Have you ever listened to him before?
Ian has listened to me a lot.
Low battery. Hang on, low battery. Hang on. Low battery, hang on.
Late night conversation worth losing sleep over.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee
On Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
0344 499 1000. Chas Hodges coming up soon from Chas and Dave. Still got my eye on the Hope and Glory Festival. Leo Hanlon is a thoroughly unpleasant gentleman. I think I can say that without any fear of litigation. He was the gentleman we had on Monday. The video of that chat has had over 7,500 views. It carried on Twitter afterwards. where he basically published my private email address. Iain at iainlee.com is, everyone knows, but he published my private email address, which I thought was below the belt, and he continued the slating from his Hope and Glory Festival account and also his Lee at Tiny Cow account. Interesting developments. He wasn't... You remember there were two business directors of the Hope and Glory Festival, his wife and a gentleman whose name was Liam, I think. I can't quite remember. It's all on public record. All of that stuff is in Company's House. So, well, as of this morning, Lee is now one of those directors. He's had himself added to the board of directors. What other bits and pieces are there? Some of the ticket companies are now giving refunds. Some people got upset with me shouting, give him a refund and where's the money? The thing is, I think it's really important to keep asking that question, where's the money? Because people bought tickets on the proviso that the profits were going to the the victims of the Manchester attack. And as we now know, as we found out exclusively on this show, that's not going to happen, right? But I would suggest the majority, at least Saturday's bands would have been paid. I imagine Sundays might have been. I don't know. There's money swilling around somewhere. There is money swilling around somewhere. And none of it is going to go to the Manchester victims. I would imagine that some of the ticket money it'll be money they've paid for the tickets. They get that straight back. Some of it might be from insurance, which again means there's money swilling around. And of course, not for a second suggesting that Mr. O'Hanlon, despite being an absolute scumbag in terms of his online behaviour, I'm not suggesting for a second he's doing anything bent or corrupt with the money, but I believe there is money somewhere, and I would like to know what's going to happen. And can I just say thank you, and I won't mention any names. I have had several people reach out to me, as the Americans say, to tell me their experiences of dealing with and working with Mr. O'Hanlon in the past. And they were surprised that he was as polite for as long as he was on the show. And some people have shown me email exchanges. Again, I only have their word that that's what happened. But some people have shown me email exchanges. Some people have told me about other things. I know of at least two companies who claim that they were so upset by the behaviour of Mr. O'Hanlon that they withdrew halfway through a gig. They withdrew working with him because they were so upset by the thing. And I'm being deliberately vague because I don't want to. If I say something specific, it might identify the people that have got in touch with me. And I said I would keep their names private and stuff. I'm just been sent a link to an article written by Mick Dolman, who I've just seen this, so I've not had any chance to verify it, but who is claiming to be a stage manager that worked at the event. And he's written a very long thing. I've literally just seen this, so I'm going to scan through it. I've had quite a few messages asking about Hope and Glory, what went on. I haven't replied to most as I don't have time, so here's what you wanted to know. We arrived on site, backstage at the stage. I was asked to stage manage around 10 a.m., just over 2 hours before our stage kicked off, which I only found out when we arrived as the production team had not sent me any advancing. I was greeted by the artist liaison, who quickly told me she was going to take over at the accreditation office and that I would have to take over her role as well. I've arrived already. I've taken on a second role. I went on stage to meet the stage crew, all two of them, but they were top lads. Two people running the stage, flipping it. What's my stomach? They were top lads and worked hard on making everything right when I got my bands on stage. Upon meeting them, they asked where the backline was. That's like the monitors and microphones and all that. I had no advancing, so I didn't have a clue what was going on. That means a drum kit as well. Someone had told all the bands in emails they needed to bring full drum kit, which when I asked the first band on, they showed me all the emails. There was nothing in there that mentioned them bringing one. It's basically, it goes on. Basically, they had to beg, steal and borrow bass amps and drum kits. Let me jump ahead. Keeping with Star Sailor, when they arrived and parked in the car park, their tour manager showed concerns as they had a full-long wheelbase van full of gear to load in. At this point, he was being quite abrupt with me, which, thinking about it now, was understandable. He told me I had 2 minutes to sort it out or they were going home. That's how annoyed he was. So we decided to load in from the back of our stage, blocking a lane on a main road, but the only thing I had on my mind was to get these boys on at 8 o'clock. I had no stage hands at all through the day. 2 turned up right on cue and we got them loaded. 8 o'clock, Star Sailor went on and played to at least 2,000 people. Job done. Sunday night, back in the hotel, me and Chantel were talking about the day and how bad it was organised, and the conclusion it was dangerous for our bands to come and play that day. I think that means on Saturday. We woke up 6:30 Sunday morning, promptly got the phone to all the tour managers of the band and told them we were pulling our bands from the festival and the reasons behind our decision. It's a car crash. The interview was a car crash. Mr. Leo Hanlon is a car crash of a human being. His manners are absolutely despicable, shocking. He's shown no remorse. He's shown no humility. Constantly finger pointing. And if you Google his name, all of his other misadventures where people have been left out of pocket or with bad shows or with no shows, at no point does he go, "It was me. I'm really sorry." As the head of the thing, maybe I could have done it. I'm sorry. It's always, it was such and such, and it was such and such, and saying things about his wife's business manager, posting stuff online, implying that he'd had a criminal record for. I don't know if he did or not, but just a thoroughly unpleasant, cowardly man. Okay, it was on Radio 4 today, and I caught the tail end of it. And Mr. O'Hanlon didn't go on. They said we asked the organiser, and he refused to come on. I've got a strong feeling, although I don't know, that Watchdog are going to do something on it. And here's the thing. I don't think we said this on air. For the last 20 minutes of that show on Monday, Sam, who was taking the calls, was getting phone calls from someone claiming to be Mr. O'Hanlon's sister, saying that he was in a terribly emotional state, he was possibly suicidal, and it was all my fault. And for quite a while afterwards, me and Catherine, we felt a bit, we weren't high-fiving our way to the car park. We felt a bit rotten that maybe we'd been responsible for a man's mental decline. My sympathy for him went the moment he posted my private email address and continually slates, call me a Z-list celebrity if you want. It's just like getting your dick out and measuring it. It has literally no effect on me whatsoever. He was blaming. He's not paid Liam his 90 quid like he said he was going to. I've given that. It's a young lad. I've given him 90 quid. Lee hasn't, and Lee said he'd pay me back the 90 quid. So I gave him my email address. He says, "No, I want your bank details." I'm giving you my bank details, sir. So we're watching the story. Some people are getting their refunds back. I hope you will as well.
I think we also need to address the fact that there's also allegations from his side that we are somehow friends with, or there's an inappropriate relationship with someone he's had trouble with in the past. That's not true.
No, that's not true. I did mention that on Monday, but I will just say we had someone get in touch who claimed to have worked with Mr. O'Hanlon and had some information. I said, that's fantastic. This young man was then honest enough with me to say, actually, I've got previous, and he sent me a link to his previous, and the previous did involve a court case. And at that point, I said to him, well, listen, thank you very much. I've got loads of people already, and because of what you've told me, and I appreciate you've told me this, and it was in the past, I can't carry on this conversation with you, and I certainly can't glean any information from you. And I have those emails, and I'm perfectly comfortable that was how that relationship panned out.
But the suggestion that you are friends is patently not true.
Mr. Hanlon is a liar and a fantasist, certainly in that respect, and one wonders in what other respects possibly as well. We're going to watch the story. You feel if you were there and you want to give us an update, please do. If you've got your money, let us know you got your money. And I'm going to be following Mr. Hanlon from afar, because I'd love to know what his next venture's going to be. I'm hoping he won't ever put on another music concert or festival or theatrical experience again, because obviously, I found 4 that were disasters. But I'm going to be watching you, Mr. O'Hanlon, and I'm going to be the next festival that has Hope and Glory or Tiny Cow or Leo Hanlon's name associated with it. Boy, oh boy, I'm going to be watching that. Boy, oh boy, I might even rock up myself and have a little look around. I might even do that. That might be a weekend trip. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. Yes, Alan.
Hip 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 calf.
Hip hip hip, Alan.
Hip 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 calf.
Yo yo.
Yo yo.
Kath's starting her own gang.
Oh, can I be the first to be yo-yos?
You could be Chief Yo-Yo.
Oh, thank you, Yo-Yo.
What about Hip Hip Hip?
Hip 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 is your gang, Ian.
Yeah, but you can't be...
the original.
Dude, you can't be in both gangs. You're in what... Here we go, this is tonight's show. Whose gang are you in? The Hip Hip Hips or...?
Yo Yo Yo.
This relates to a football argument in Birmingham. Whose side are you on? Aston Villa or Birmingham City?
Right, well, I couldn't give a stuff about those. What's going? I couldn't care less what's happening in Birmingham.
It's the stinkiest city in the world.
I know. Whose gang are you in, Alan? Hip 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 or Yo Yo Yo?
Oh, I'm torn between the two.
I tell you what, I'm going to be generous. Why don't you join the Yo Yo Yo's?
No, it's fine. You can be a Hip Hip Hip.
No, you go and join the Yo Yo Yo's, Alan.
No, honestly.
Seriously, Kath, it will
You've
be...
known each other for years. I don't want to.
It would be...
I've got an idea.
Alan's
a deadlock.
Why don't we both call him and see who he comes to?
Give me 30 seconds each year to explain why I should join your gang.
It's all right.
Ladies first.
It's fine. You can go and join Ian's.
No, I tell you what, Alan...
No, that's not an argument, is it, Cap?
Alan, why don't you toss?
Sorry, Mr. Caddick, I'm saying be quiet again.
What?
Mr. Caddick was saying be quiet again.
You're Mr. Caddick?
Me dad, he's gone to bed because he's got work in the morning.
Aye.
So we have to apologise to Mr. Caddick.
Oh, you do, I don't. It's not my dad. My dad's dead.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Well, that means he can't tell me off for making too much noise. I can make as much noise. Yes, I can make as much noise as I want at night, but unfortunately that noise is me crying.
Oh, Ian.
Alan, so you're Yo Yo Yo, yeah?
No.
There we go, lovely. So that's Alan.
No.
And I'm going to write down the names. 0344 499 1000. Who do you want to be? A Hip 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 or?
Yo Yo Yo.
I'm going to write down the names and this is brilliant. This is brilliant. We're going to do this all week, right? And then at the end, we're going to get
a fight.
Yeah. We'll have a bundle. Oh no! I tell you what we'll do. Right? We will do this all week, and then on what day are we playing? 3rd,
isn't it?
Sunday, the 3rd of September. We'll come up with a team game as well. So it'll be Hip Hip Hips versus Yo Yo Yo's. We'll do that, all right? We'll see. So don't forget, so much going on. Sunday, the 3rd of September, it is our second game of HAD, 3 o'clock at Speaker's Corner in Hyde Park. We'll play HAD for about an hour, and if we've got enough people from the gangs... or maybe we can just sing some songs from West Side Story. But if we've got enough people from the gangs, we'll have
a rumble.
We'll have your actual rumble. And I'm going to get membership cards made.
Oh, well, I'm going to have a password.
Okie dokie. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. And by the way, if you're tweeting in to be in the gang, you can stick it up your arse.
Oh!
Yeah, because I don't, you can go straight to the yo-yo-yos. I don't want lazy tweeters. I want hard-thinking phoners. That's what I want. I want people who've got the chutzpah to pick up a telephone and dial some numbers. Guys, if Caddick can make a phone call,
well,
then you can make a phone call. So I'm never going to lose weight because we just had pizza. I like food too much, but then I go home and...
Do you eat more?
I have a little bit of toast. I eat.
Don't. Try knocking that on the head first.
Try what?
Knocking that on the head first.
No, I can't do that.
Well, then there's your problem.
Okay. 0344 499 1000. There was a story I wanted to do yesterday. It's in the papers today. I like bowls.
Right.
I like bowls, I think, but I don't like. I like indoor bowls.
Oh.
I don't like Crown Green bowls. Right. I like indoor bowls. And there was a fight at Crown Green Bowls. A genteel bowls match descended in...
Bowls, did you just say?
Bowls.
A what?
Bowls.
Say again?
Bowls.
No.
Bowls.
That's not how you say it, is it?
Bowls. Bowls. What? I don't know. Bowls. What?
Speak properly.
A genteel bowls match.
Sounds like bowels.
Oh, grow up, woman. If you really want to join the yo-yo-yos, that's the level of humour you need.
Go and join him and talk a load of old bowls.
Someone's tweeted, Ian, we're trying to keep young men like Alan out of the gang culture. No, but can I just say these gangs? I can't speak for the yo-yo-yos, but the hip hip hips. We are no knives. We are a no knife gang. Nunchuckers are allowed, of course they are. Knives, no.
Oh, we're totally tooled up.
Okay,
to the teeth.
A genteel bowls match descended into chaos after a player allegedly headbutted an opponent. It emerged yesterday. The final of a prestigious county cup competition had to be abandoned when violence flared in a row about etiquette.
Whoa. So there was a fight in a row about manners?
Astonished onlookers described how they saw one middle-aged player square up to another and inflict a headbutt. They said the victim fell down, breaking a finger, and the aggressor was restrained, but angrily wriggled free to have another go.
Wow!
The bust-up was said to have come after one player muttered a remark just as a rival was taking his turn at Atherley Bowling Club in Southampton. We'll continue this story in a moment. Good evening, CJ. How are you going to open this phone call? With a hip, hip, hip or a yo-yo-yo?
Definitely a hip, hip.
Thank you very much.
Okay, that's cool.
That's fine. We've got one all. I've got CJ, you've got Alan.
Oh, bless you both. It's been a year, about a year now since I made my first
Since we last spoke.
To your show.
A year since we last spoke.
No, I rang you a few weeks ago, drunk. But it's been about a year since I made my first phone call to a national radio station.
Happy birthday!
So it's phone day. Yay!
Happy phone day! Wasn't it? What day was it yesterday? Wasn't it Girlfriend Day or something yesterday? There was something.
Friends Day.
Friends Day. It was.
Not on the TV show. I hate that show. Is that?
I've only ever seen one episode. I've seen that episode twice.
Bloody awful.
It don't matter anyway. I know. By the way, can I just say we had lots of tweets last night. People who just couldn't get to sleep because of that frightening news report from Chuck Brinkley. It turns out he may not actually have been an American reporter.
Chuck Winkle?
Yeah, Chuck Winkle.
Of course he is. He's got previous, hasn't he?
CJ, we've only got 20 seconds.
Okay,
you shouldn't have spent so long talking to Sam. I saw what was going on.
He's nice, I like him. He's a great producer.
Well, you've used up...
He's not a producer.
He's not producing.
Bing bang wrong.
Well, you were in my local newspaper, and I thought it was fantastic reading that.
What was I in the local newspaper for?
MEN, covering your interview.
Yes, that's it. Yes.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee
on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
We're going to play part 2 of the Chas interview. Chas from Chas and Dave interview. Chas Hodges is brilliant, and he plays a couple of songs at the end. He's such a good musician. He plays one on the piano. You listen, you can hear him singing, but you listen to the speed his fingers are moving on that piano. I was watching his fingers. Incredible. Before we do, Glenn Campbell died yesterday, which was very sad, but also actually was a blessing because he was very, very ill for a long time. And I've been looking for kind of, everyone's playing Rhinestone Cowboy and By the Time I Get to Phoenix and Wichita Lineman. And they are great songs, great songs. But I've been kind of looking for slightly unusual ones to play. My friend Scott Balcony, who runs a T-shirt business in Uxbridge. He's also the mayor of Uxbridge and he's also a thoroughly decent human being. He found an album by Sesame Street. Sesame Street Does Country, which apparently is brilliant. And I'm looking at the cover now, and there's Big Bird with a bandana. There's the Count with a fiddle, and there's Cookie Monster with a banjo. Now, Glenn Campbell's on there, and I've not heard it yet. But Scott said this will be brilliant for your show, and I trust him implicitly. So we're going to listen to Glenn Campbell and Oscar the Grouch singing Keep On Smiling. Let's have a listen to this.
Next, we have 2 Grouches to sing for us. here's Oscar and the Wichita Trashman himself, Ben Trumbull. All right, pipe down or else we won't sing. That's better. Hi, welcome to the Sesame Country Jamboree, Mr. Trumbull.
That's Campbell.
Excuse me?
The name's Campbell.
Ben Campbell?
No, Glenn Campbell.
Did you sing the Grouch hit called The Wichita Trash Man?
No, I sang the big hit called Wichita Lineman.
Oh, no, it's the wrong guy. Oh, sorry, Oscar. I don't know what could have gone wrong.
Well, I'm sorry, too. I just guess I'll mosey right on out of your way here.
No, wait. It wasn't your fault, Glenn. Can you sing at all?
Well, a little.
Do you think you could sing really rotten?
Well, I'm no Ben Trumbull, but I'll give her a try.
Okay, here's Oscar and someone who's not Ben Trumbull, but he's going to try to sing anyhow. His name is Glenn Campbell.
There's times when I'm up and times when I'm down. There's times when I'm loose and times when I'm bound. It don't bother me, 'cause I let it be, and just to keep on smiling. There's times when I will and times when I won't. There's times when I do and times when I don't. It don't bother me, 'cause I let it be, and just to keep on smiling. I find the world is a better place with a smile on my face. There ain't no use in my going around with my chin way down on the ground. There's times when I'm high and times when I'm low. There's times when I'm fast and times when I'm slow. It don't bother me, 'cause I let it be, and just to keep on smiling. Keep on smiling.
You sure aren't Ben Trumbull. That's not the way he would sing it, 'cause he's a grouch. This is the way he would do it. There's times when I'm up and times when I'm down. Times when I'm loose and times when I'm bound. It don't bother me, 'cause I let it be, and just keep on frowning. Keep on frowning.
I find the world is a better place with a smile on my face.
Oh yeah? Just look for me and you know I'll be found, with my smile replaced by a frown.
There's times when I give and times when I take.
Times when I bend and times when I break.
But all the way through, I'll do what I do. It don't cost a dime, and it don't take much time. Well, you might disagree, but we'll let it be, and just to keep on smiling.
Frowning, you might disagree, but we'll let it be, and just keep on frowning. Keep on frowning. We might disagree, but we'll let it be, and just to keep on smiling. Frown.
Oh, that's nice. I like that. Thank you for that, Scott. Thank you, Glenn Campbell. Glenn Campbell. Oh, man. This hand has shaken Glenn's hand several times. Dear listener, don't call in for a bit, because we're going to play the interview that I recorded with Chas from Chas and Dave last week. Lovely, lovely man. We had part 1 yesterday, part 2 now. It'll all go out as podcasts, and you'll be able to just treasure it as a souvenir. In this bit, he plays a few songs, and he tells some brilliant stories about hanging out with Jerry Lee Lewis.
But yeah, your original question, which I've gone right off of it, how did you get together, you and Dave? Well, before we backed Gene, Don Arden said, yes, I'm going forward now. Yeah. He said, yes, Gene does need a backing band, he's on this tour, but Jerry Lee Lewis is on it as well. but you can back Jerry Lee or Gene. So we went, Jerry Lee, please, you know, so we backed Jerry Lee. I mean, my hero, Jerry Lee. So that was my chance to get on the road with him and just watch him every night, and that's when I really came on good. I was learning the piano then, even though I was playing the bass guitar from my living.
What was Jerry Lee like? Did you get to speak to him much?
Yeah. He was. You could really talk to him in those days. I mean, we toured Britain with him, then we toured Germany. I was in Germany a couple of weeks, as I remember. I mean, one time in Berlin, we did 6 gigs in one day, the most gigs we've ever done. I mean, loading all our own stuff in. And he was grabbing cash wherever he went. A lot of army bases, of course. We started at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I think we finished about 2 o'clock in the morning. But you could talk to Jerry Lee, and I had loads of questions I wanted to ask him. You know, no one had ever spoken. But he used to come down. He was in Germany. You know, we'd come down to breakfast, sit round the table, have a coffee, and I'd, you know, things that I knew, like "I'll Make It All Up to You," which one of the songs that he did. It was a B-side, but I thought, that's not him playing the piano. For a start, it's in E flat, and he don't play in E flat. And that's one of the questions I asked him. No one else knew. I said, "Don't sound like you on the piano." I said, "It's not really your key, from what I can figure out." He said, "No, it's not. It's Charlie Rich played the piano on that." He said, "I was a bit tired. It was the end of the night, and it was a Charlie Rich tune. I didn't want to learn it." And he said, "Do it." I just sang it, and he played the piano. So little questions like that.
And he must have been thrilled that you picked up on something like that.
Yeah. You could. I mean, he loved questions like that because he was so used to being asked questions. You know, so you married a 13-year-old girl, and all that. That's when he used to get wild and wanted to punch everybody, quite rightfully. But yeah, I mean, I could talk to him and he would welcome questions like that, like I would. You know, people ask about recording sessions like you're doing now about Joe Meek. I love talking about it because it was a great part of my life, a great learning curve, as they say. And
have we got to you meeting Dave yet?
I will get to it, yes. You can do a lot of editing on this if you want. Yeah, how did I meet Dave? Well, I was on the road with Jerry Lee Lewis, and one of the rare nights off, I went round to my girlfriend's, and Joan, who I'm married to now, and we got 3 lovely kids.
Lovely Joan. Yeah, she's delightful, yeah.
And Nick plays drums for us, and Kate is a lovely musician. Anyway, but we were courting then, and they always laugh, the kids, when I say, "Courting, Dad, was you?" Yeah.
But I still say courting. I still say that.
They think it's a right lot. It is, yeah. Anyway, we were courting. And I remember I was fumbling a lift home from her house, and the car pulled up, and it was an old mate from school who was the first skiffle group. I didn't even have a name, but the first skiffle group we started at school. Brian Juniper, his name was. I hadn't seen him for 2 or 3 years, and he said, "Oh yeah," he said, "Hey, you're doing all right?" He said, "You're with Jerry Lee, you're on the road now?" And yes, I said, "Fantastic." He said, "I'm in a band now. This is my bass player," and it was Dave.
Right.
And I was playing bass. Anyway, they gave me a lift home. I lived in Edmonton, and I said, "Come make me a cup of tea," which they did, and we started talking, and with Dave we almost identically had the same taste in music. We loved Jerry Lee, we loved Big Bill Brooms. I love Big Bill. Oh yeah, I love him. I love his guitar shuffle and all that. But we also loved old music hall stuff like Harry Champion, which our generation didn't really know much about, but we loved it, so we just struck up a friendship. But we never thought of getting together because we were both bass players.
Yeah.
But we did get together unbeknownst. The first Chas and Dave gigs were at parties, because we'd turn up, someone invite us to a party. Yeah, we'd be there. Bring a party 7, the old big a pipkin of beer. And I was learning the piano there. If there was a piano there, I'd get on and do a whole lot of shaking, a couple of Jerry Lee things. But I'd have my guitar in a boot, David have a banjo, and we'd quite often, play till dawn at whatever party, just me and him. So that was the first Chas and Dave gigs.
And what was the conversation when you went, you know what, this sounds all right, we should maybe formalise this a bit and do something with this?
Well, it was only leaping on I was in a band called Heads, Hands and Feet with Albert Lee.
Yeah.
We toured America, and I loved Albert's playing, but I saw the band left a bit desired. It was while I was in America that, and I'd known Dave for a good 8 years by then. While I was in America, I'm singing in an American accent, which sort of seemed alright. I don't know why, but it seemed alright in England. If you're doing, you shake my nerves and you rattle my brain, you're doing anything. Oh, he's doing a Jerry Lee number.
Yeah.
But when I was in America singing in an American accent, I felt a fraud. I thought I'm singing to them. It's almost like I'm taking the mickey out of them. They're thinking I'm, I was coming off and they're going, "What part of the States do you come from?" I said, "Oh no, I'm English." And that's when it really struck me. I thought I've got to start singing in my own accent.
Yourself.
Yeah. And I started to try out a few things in America, sort of singing in my own accent, and it didn't quite translate. I thought, well, the next step is I've got to write my own songs with my own phrases, and then my own accent will come through naturally. And the more I thought about this in America, the more I became obsessed with it. And I remember I got home and I thought, Albert had decided to join the Crickets. We were going to get a band together, but he decided to join the Crickets, so that was fair enough. That's where he wanted to go. So I thought, well, me and Dave it would be a great thing for me and him to get together. So I kept my fingers crossed. I rang him up. I said, I got this idea about writing songs and singing in my own accent and just bringing myself out. I said, and do you fancy coming along with me and doing a thing together, like a duo thing? And he said, just so happens, he said he just come back from America with a band called Mick Greenwood. And he said, I really enjoyed the tour. He said, but I'm not enjoying the band. He said, the timing was dead right. So, yeah, that's when we got together.
He's a great bass. I play a little bit of bass, so I kind of keep an ear out for bass. And I think Paul McCartney's a genius on the bass. Yeah. Carol Kay in America from the Wrecking Crew, even though she was very rude to me in an email, she's brilliant. But I've been watching loads of your videos recently. And I'm really watching Dave's fingers. He's a brilliant bass player because he's doing that. He's doing that thing that McCartney does, that kind of melody bass. He's not just doing the root notes. He's playing lovely little fiddly bits, going up to the top of there and little. He's a cracking player.
Yeah, he has. And I like to think that both of us are getting better all the time because there's always something else you can do. That's why the act always stays fresh. There's always some little bit. It basically the same, but there's a little bass note that he might put in. I mean, I go back to the early days when Albert Lee, our favourite guitar player, and I'm still in touch with Albert a lot. If he was around in the early days, he'd come and sit in with us, which he would, in the early 70s. Oh, Albert's here, plug in Albert. And he could follow anything, Albert. Didn't have to know the songs. He would play them like he's known them all his life. And I remember in the very early 70s, he was around quite a lot. Then he moved to America, and we didn't see him for a while. He came back about 3 years later, and he sat in with us. And he went, I can't find any holes to fit the guitar player.
Wow, what a compliment.
Over that period, if there's a little gap, either I'd fill in. We never rehearsed it, but Dave would suss that Chas does a little bit there, but I'm not doing a bit in somewhere else in another song. So Dave would do a little bass bit. And that's how it happened. All the holes got nicely filled up. And Albert said, I can't find no holes.
What was the first song, whether it was live or you heard it in playback, where you went, shit, we've got something here. We've got something unique.
The first playback, the first album that we did, we used to do a lot of sessions. Well, I was doing a lot of sessions on the bass with Derek Lawrence. He was a good producer. I was still in touch with him there. He's a great bloke. And he and Big Jim Sullivan started a record company called Retreat Records. And we were doing lots of sessions. Among them was one we did with Labby Sifri that Eminem sampled.
Have you had any money from that yet?
No.
Right,
no.
Okay. Touchy subject.
Yeah, no, well, I didn't even know, I was playing the guitar on it, on that one. Big Jim Sullivan was the arranger on it, as I remember. He arranged the whole album. So if anything, he should have got some money from it. And we're playing a part on that. You know, we booked on a session, and Jim would go, "Oh, Chas, can you play this sort of feel on it and that?" Yeah, great. Dave, because once me and Dave got together, people would ring me up and say, you know, I'll do a gig on bass, a session. So I don't play bass now, I play piano or guitar. Dave plays the bass, so I'd row him in on the session, so that's how it worked, you know. But yeah, on that particular session, Big Jim Sullivan, he would just, you know, Dave, can you play this bit? I think we had Iain Wallace on the drums, and great drummer. And him and Dave used to work things together, you know, sort of like little bass drum bits and bass together. But yeah, we were playing an arrangement, so it wasn't out of our heads, it was out of Big Jim Sullivan's head, that Eminem and Nick did. So I didn't really feel that I deserved any money for it. It was Big Jim Sullivan's, all his work. So whether he did, he's dead now, poor old Jim. Whether he did get any money for it, I don't know. But
at your best, right, I think your songs are up there with Ray Davies of the Kinks, in as much as, you know, Ray Davies at his peak, before he kind of went American, he really captures Englishness, not Britishness, but Englishness, and I think that your best, your songs do that as well. They are, you know, partly because of the, you know, the voice that you're using to sing, but they just describe England and a period of Englishness and an English sensibility. Do you know what I mean by that?
Yeah, and a lot of people sort of got the wrong end of the stick when we first started. That we were going, oh, we think we're the best, you know, London's the best. It was just purely, like I started out saying, I wanted to become myself.
Yeah.
So, well, I know what he's like because I've heard his songs, you know, I know the sort of bloke that the things that he's interested in, and how he phrases things because I've heard his songs. So if I've achieved that, then I've done it right.
And that wonderful, you mentioned kind of the music hall songs as well. You've got that marvellous sense of humour as well that I think Ray at his peak has in. Things like, what was the one I was listening to? Doesn't Anybody Around Here Speak English Anymore? That's a brilliant song. It's like, and Bollocks. They're brilliant songs, and they're really, really funny, you know, which is tricky to do in a song.
Yeah, funny enough, I went down to the post office about a week ago, and walked in there, this kid on the bike, about 11 I suppose, come on his great big tyres on. He went, "You're Chas, aren't you?" I went, yeah. He said, I love your songs. I said, "What's your favourite ones?" He said, Rabbit, Margate and Bollocks. I thought, hang on a minute. It was dead serious. But no, yeah, it's don't anyone speak English? See, a lot of people got the wrong end of the stick there because of the title. It sort of sounds like it's racist, but it ain't.
No, it's
not at all. It is. What got me was when reading. When journalists in the Melody Maker and the NME started speaking in, no way, and all these American phrases are coming. We're going to go to the movies, and I thought, no, we go to the pictures. We don't go to the movies, and that was the reason. When I go, it ain't right here, but it's all right over there. It's like it's great in America because that's how they speak. But we don't want us speaking.
I still say we're going to the pictures.
Right,
but it is one of those lazy things where people hear Cockneys and they hear a title like that and they think, oh, it's going to be, and it's not. It's a really clever. Critique of people, using Americanisms, technobabble, and just not speaking English.
Yeah. But it's remember what you used to say. A lot of people forget.
Yeah.
And funny enough, I mean, everybody says it now. No way. Everybody said, no, there's no chance. That's what we say. No chance.
Yeah.
They go, no way. But it's a normal, everyday conversation now. But I can remember when it started in the 70s. And I remember the singer in His Hands and Feet, he said, Ray Smith keeps saying, no way. We don't say that, do we? But it's gradually crept in, and now everybody says it.
What was it like becoming pop stars? Because you were pop stars. You did the Top of the Pops, you had the hit singles, you did the pop videos. That must have been strange.
It was strange. It was not as good as everybody else thinks.
Yeah,
I mean, Top of the Pops. I mean, the greatest are the gigs. They still are. I mean, and anybody who goes out gigging. I mean, it's like Vic Reeves and Bob Mortimer, I know Vic Reeves pretty well. When he's dealing with TV people, if you've got to deal with them all the time, that's got to be a drag. I mean, Mark Lamar, he's a mate of mine, and he's not, but when you go out gigging, you're just doing what you want to do, and you've got a crowd that have come to see you. You haven't got anybody to say, oh, don't do this one, don't do that, and just do this. So, and I forgot your question.
What was it like being a pop star? It must have been a weird transition from having played music for so long to getting that spotlight on you, that proper famous in the tabloids, on Top of the Pops, on the telly. Look, it's Chas and Dave walking down the street.
It wasn't it wasn't as good as everybody thinks. It was quite. I mean, being on Top of the Pops was quite boring. You'd spend 2 minutes rehearsing in the afternoon, then they say, "Oh, we'll see you in 3 hours' time." And luckily, in those days, all the roadies and that. I mean, I learned to play poker in the old days. It was a great pastime because it kept you away from the bar. You sort of playing a bit of poker and you get a coffee and all that. It was a great time waster for times like that. But if you didn't play poker, you'd be careful. You could be stuck in the bar all the day, and by the time the gig come, you couldn't do what you're supposed to be doing. But it was a necessary evil because you wanted to plug your album and you wanted to plug your record, but the actual, if I had to do that all the time, well, I wouldn't do it all the time, put it that way.
You're still doing the live gigs in Royal Albert Hall again soon, isn't it? Is it next year?
It's sold out already. Sold out really quick. Yeah, it's fantastic. I mean, that is great. 20th of April we're doing it next year, and we did it for the first time on our own. Did it a few times over the year on other people's shows, but first time, and we sold it out about 3 years ago, I think.
Isn't that funny?
And I still remember that feeling when we went on. It was like you're in a big football stadium, ladies and gentlemen, Chas and Dave, and like just the roar that went up. I love that. Never.
One of my coolest moments for the Teenage Cancer Trust. I got to go on stage at the Royal Albert Hall, introduce a video about cancer and stuff, which was, was very humbling. But then I got to introduce The Who on stage. I got to go, ladies and gentlemen, it's The Who. And I was there, when they were, but that roar from that crowd is magical.
I'll say. I mean, we finished off, we did sort of 3 sets, really. We did an acoustic set because we had Martin Taylor on our latest album, so we did a bit of an acoustic set. Anyway, we finished the first main set off with Gertrude. And at the end of it, they were all on their feet, ready to go. And the woman, the stage manager, this woman, she said, "I've been here 30 years. I've never seen a crowd do that." When we went on for our main set at the end, they were just all up dancing.
I bet.
And had these great big stewards, sort of. But I remember this great big bloke, and this steward, they're trying to sit him down, which you can't. They just want to dance. And this great big bloke looked at this steward and just held his hands out and like, "What are you going to do?" "I'm going to dance whether you like it or not, mate." And this steward just sort of like looked down, shook his head and walked away. They weren't going to cause any trouble, they just wanted to dance.
There's a lot of affection for you, Chas and Dave, and I interviewed Francis Rossi a while ago, and there's a lot of affection for the Quo now, and I think you had a similar thing that the Quo did, where you got that big pop career and you're on Top of the Pops, and then for a while, and I think this happens to all bands, happened to the Beach Boys, you sort of become a bit of a joke for a while because you're so familiar and so everywhere that you become a bit of a joke, and then if you can ride that out like the Beach Boys did, like Status Quo, like you've done, you become just, I don't want to say national treasure because I don't even know what that means, but you become, part of the, you must be aware of that affection. You must have got a lot of that when you were diagnosed with cancer.
Yeah, a lot, and I put the my message to how I was getting on, I think every couple of weeks to let people know. And I just, I want to say thank you. There's loads and loads, thousands of retweets. How you doing? And so Twitter was great because in the old days, you'd get letters and you got to answer them, which I would have done. But Twitter, I could instantly put out there how I'm feeling, and yes, it's going good, and yes, I feel good. So yeah, I mean that was just a great warming feeling to know that all those people would just wish me well and wanted to come and see me on stage again. And with the first one back was Hyde Park 4 weeks ago, on the summer stage there, and great afternoon. And we've developed I don't know, by accident or by someone there up above, on all the festivals, it doesn't matter what the weather's like in the day, as soon as we go on, the sun comes out.
Yeah, there you
and
go.
It has been doing
Someone's on your side.
Yeah, it did it at Hyde Park, and it did it at Jimmy's Farm a couple of weeks ago. But apparently on the summer stage, the promoter said we got the record crowd ever. So
brilliant.
it was great. Yeah, it was great to be back.
Now, banjo-lele, what is this?
It's a banjo.
This is beautiful.
My Uncle Alf's banjo. He had this all through the war. I've seen old photos of him playing it with my mum on the piano, and
a 6-string. That's unusual.
No,
is it not?
It's a 5-string.
Has he not got 6 pegs?
It has got 6 pegs, yeah, but it hasn't got. I don't know why it's got 6 pegs. It actually is a 5-string, but I've got the 5th string sort of moved over because I'm strumming.
Yeah,
I'm not actually using.
Yeah.
The 5th string comes up halfway up the neck there, but I'm not using it as a 5-string. I use it as a.
Go on, give us a little tune.
Yeah, what I do. I'm coming back to you. Come on to my mum and dad, oh Caroline, I'm coming back to you.
Oh man, that's made my week. That has, Chaz. That's brilliant, man. Brilliant.
It's a great sound, isn't it?
It's wonderful.
Yeah. I've done it up about when my Uncle Alf died. My brother acquired the banjo, but he said, "Do you want it?" He said, my brother played a little bit in the old days, but he said, "You'd make better use of it." So I said, "Great." So I did it up. I've got the action going better and put a new bridge on it and put new strings on it.
It sounds incredible, doesn't it?
Yeah, I've got it really playing in tune as well, right up the octave. But it's got that party sound in it straight away.
It just makes you smile. It just makes you smile. You can't argue with that sound.
I remember Albert Lee saying the same thing. When we was in Los Angeles years ago with Ed Sounds of Feet, went in the shop, and there was a 6-string banjo there. And I think Eric Clapton ended up getting it, and he gave it to Dave. Dave still got it. But this 6-string, I remember he picked it up and he went, brong, and he said exactly what you just said. It's just instant smile.
Yeah.
You've got a smile, haven't you?
It's happiness.
It does, yeah. It really is.
I've noticed there's a piano here.
Yeah.
Any chance of getting a song on the piano? Would that be all right?
Yeah, I could do it.
Honestly, I'm loving this. Give us anything you fancy on the piano.
Okie dokie. Well, this piano is got a bit of a history about it. It's my daughter's piano, Beckstein. Had it in their house years ago, and cut a long story short, we got it back, and my daughter's now got it.
So this was yours years ago?
Yeah, I bought this where we used to live in Wareside. I bought this. So what year would have that been? About 1982 or something like that. No, a little bit later, about 85, I suppose. Then we moved, and where we moved to, it couldn't accommodate the grand piano. Sold it to a friend up north. Then my daughter Kate was. We were going to get a piano about 6 months ago.
She's a brilliant musician and singer-songwriter. I've got some of her CDs. She's great.
Could do a whole program at least about what Kate does. I mean, her songs and the talent that she's got. But this piano she learnt on. I'm cutting a long story short. I managed to get it back. The bloke I sold it to, it just so happens he rang up and he said, "I'm moving house, do you want to buy it back?" The timing was dead right.
Isn't that amazing?
So we got it back in the house.
It's stunning. Oh, man.
What do you want to hear?
Give us anything you want, Chas?
Well, one of the first Jerry Lee Lewis ones I learned was off his album, 1959. One of the first ones I ever played on the piano, I think. Hank Williams one. Goodbye, Joe. We gotta go. Me, oh my. We gotta fly, hold a big road down the bayou. My Yvonne, it phones me on my own. Son of a gun, gonna have big fun on the bayou. Jambalaya, crawfish pie, Philly gumbo. Tonight I'm gonna see my Jeremy. Big guitar, big fruit jar, and big bill. Son of a gun, we're gonna have a lot of fun on the bayou. Big guitar, big fruit jar, and Miguel. Son of a gun, we're gonna have a lot of fun on the bayou. Jambalaya, crawfish pie, Philly gumbo. Tonight I'm gonna see my share of meal. Big guitar, big fruit jar.
That's brilliant, man.
Rock and
Look
roll.
at the size of the grin on my face. That is brilliant. That is brilliant. Chas, thank you so much for your time. I've also got to thank you as well. I think you are the reason that most people in this country know the order to pot the balls in snooker.
Oh, yeah?
Cause whenever I'm playing snooker, it's right, pot the red, then screw back for the yellow, green, brown, blue, pink and black. That's the only way I know the order, is because of that song.
Same here. I had to look it up. I think my brother-in-law told me. Bruce, he's a great snooker player, so he told me the order of them. But, yeah, managed to rhyme it as well.
Chas, I love you so much, man. And I know one of the great joys is, because I'm friends with your son-in-law, Paul, and but coming to your grandson's birthday party like 5 or 6 years ago, and I brought my boy, and you were the turn. You were, it was in a church hall, and you were up on the piano doing the music for it, which is...
Well, if there's a piano there, you can't keep me away from it.
Mate, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you in April at the Royal Albert Hall.
Yeah, we're going to do something together.
Oh, God, shall we? I'm embarrassed to. I've got my ukulele.
You should do.
What do you want to do?
Whatever you fancy. I'll back you.
Oh, God, I'm nervous and embarrassed. The only thing I can play... I've gone out of tune.
Go on.
I've got the Beatles song. I've just seen a face, which starts with what is that, a G, I think? I've just seen a face, I can't forget the time or place where we just met. She's just the girl for me. I want all the world to see we've met. La-da-da-da-da-da. Had it been another day, I might have looked the other way, and I'd have never been a word. As it is, I'll dream of her tonight. La-da-da-da-da-da. Falling, yes, I am falling, and she keeps calling me back again. I have never known the likes of this. I've been alone, and I have missed things and kept out of sight. Other girls were never quite like this. Thank you, buddy. That's made my life. Thank you, Chas.
God, a bit high for me, but I think I've managed it in the end.
Thank you, mate.
Good.
Across the UK, online and on DAB.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee
on Talk Radio.
Oh, we're back live. Hello. It's 11:40. It's Wednesday night. 0344 4499 1000. That was Chas. Just about. I was so embarrassed. You know, singing on Frank Mills and stuff like that is fine. But when you're in front of someone who's a professional musician who's been playing for years, and they've just told you about playing with Jerry Lee Lewis and Gene Vincent and Joe Meek, and you've just seen them play the piano, they say, "Go on then, and you do a song for us." It's like, flipping it, really? But that's the song I sing for my boys, and what was great as well was he didn't know what chords I was doing. He just went straight in, played it straight in. Love that.
He's a pro.
He's a pro. He's brilliant. And if Chas and Dave are playing anywhere near you, I thoroughly recommend it. You know, that warmth that you got from that conversation. I've not seen them live yet, and this is my great regret. But they're playing near me. Windsor Theatre. They're playing near me soon. Apparently, I'm going to get tickets. I'm going to take the kids along for that. It's going to be a lot of fun. 0344. 499 1000 is the telephone number. Things we are talking about this evening. We are dividing ourselves, as if the world were not divided enough. We are dividing ourselves into Team Hip Hip Hips and Team Yo Yo Yo's. So far, well, let's just say both teams could do better. I've got CJ.
And I've got Caddick.
So I'm winning, but just. I'm joking, guys. It's just what do they call it? It's just banter, guys. It's just banter.
Team bants.
It's just team bants. It's just team bants. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. Noel Edmonds got a new television series starting.
I thought you were going to say new beard. Has he still got the same beard?
Same beard.
Mm-hmm.
New colour. But he's got a new TV show starting. You know who's on it? Barry from Watford.
I thought he was dead.
Well, this is the thing, right? I had it on good authority that Barry from Watford, who's been calling me for years, had been murdered by his son, Dave. But then I saw a trailer for this new Noel Edmonds quiz, and Barry from Watford was in it.
Well.
Cheeky git. I bet
he's alive and well.
I bet he's doing
Noel.
it. I bet he's doing it cash in hand.
Yeah,
I mean Noel. Noel Edmonds claims we'll never die.
Oh.
Noel Edmonds has made bizarre claims that death does not exist and Wi-Fi is a greater threat than Ebola. The Deal or No Deal host said the world was being messed up with phone signals, internet and electricery. He said electricity, but I like saying electricery. He said, how does Noel Edmonds talk? Well, I'm Noel Edmonds.
No, that's Mick Jagger.
Well, I'm Mick Jagger doing Noel Edmonds.
Okay.
He said, we are covering ourselves in the wrong sorts of electromagnetism. The biggest problem we have is not Ebola. It's not AIDS. It's electro-smog. Great name for a band. Go and have that. I would love to be in a band called Electro-Smog. Or Electro-Smog. Hope you like us. Hope you like our new direction. This one's called Jazz Odyssey. It's written by our bass player. Have you seen Spinal Tap?
Yes.
I love not seen that film for a long time. I need to watch that. This one's called Jazz Odyssey. It's written by our bass player. We hope you like our new direction. I told them your name had to go above the puppets. They were still booing him when we went on stage. It's a great line. They were still booing him when mime is money, come on. He said we're covering ourselves in the Wi-Fi and all the systems we are introducing into our lives are destroying our own natural electromagnetic fields. He kind of makes sense to me. Because right now we're being bombarded with radio waves, gamma rays, microwaves,
and the telly. When I watch the telly, very rarely, but the seat I prefer is right next to the Wi-Fi box.
Yep.
That's getting me straight away.
Makes you feel frisky, doesn't it?
No.
Yep. Nope.
Makes me fall asleep.
I remember a girl saying to me once at college that where your TV, if your TV's in the wrong place in your bedroom, it can make you sleep funny because of the electricity.
I've never had a television in my bedroom.
Never?
No.
Never?
No.
I don't want to do it now, but, well, we've got smartphones and laptops, so I have now, I guess, in a way. I used to have an N64 in my bedroom when I was an adult. When I was an adult living in a flat that I was buying with my own money, I had an N64 in there.
What's an N64?
Oh, for goodness sakes, Catherine. Kyle, which team? Okay, we're going to start the show. Both of, me and Catherine will do the team calls and we'll see how you respond. Okay, I'll go first. Hip, hip, hip.
Yo, yo, yo.
I can't decide.
You've got to. We'll try again. You go first, Catherine.
Yo, yo, yo.
Hip, hip, hip.
It kills me to say this. I'm really, really, really sorry. You've both been great contestants, but hip, hip, hip.
Yeah, get in there! Get in there! Kyle, I'm high-fiving you. Bang! Yes, buddy. Yes, buddy. Yes. Yes, my friend. Yes, you've made... What you've done there, Kyle, you have made probably the most important decision of your life. And you will not regret that, because being part of Team Hip Hip Hip... you'll be protected, you'll be looked after, you'll be nurtured, you'll be fathered, you will also be entertained.
You sung that.
There will be singing, yeah, there'll be a Team Hip 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 song, of course there will, and we'll all be singing it, I'll be doing the harmonies. You've made a really great decision, Carl, and you will not regret that, sir. Thank you, sir.
Well, I was on the fence, I'll be honest with you, until Catherine claimed not to know what an N64 was.
Thank you.
No,
Do you mean is that a Nintendo 64?
It's too late, Kath. He's one of mine now. What would you like to say, brother?
No, do you know what? I think it was. I think it was probably that. To be honest with you.
Sorry.
I think it was probably that. I can't. That was it.
Thanks very much for
calling.
calling.
The reason for the call.
That's it. There we
Good
go.
caller in your team.
Excellent. Excellent. This is fantastic. Birds are allowed in my team as well. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. Noel Edmonds says, Wi-Fi and all the systems we are because, well, here's the thing, right? There are lots of signals bouncing around through us constantly. Old radio signals from the 1930s are out there, and they can be captured if you have the know-how. That is true. Is it? Yes, it is. Well, someone told me that.
Okay.
No,
This might be true, then.
No, I've got this right. Old radio signals don't die. They just, go and work on Capital Gold. No. When's,
David Prever on?
No, don't be rude about David Prever. That's unfair. David Hamilton coming on?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That went quiet, didn't it?
Well, which is unusual for him. No, I am sure. Is there a scientist?
You read his book?
It's in the pile.
I said I'd get in touch with him when you'd finished it.
Well, mate, I told you last week I'd finished Billy Bragg and you've not got in touch with him yet.
I have now.
Well, okay, fine. When's he coming on?
I don't know, he's a busy man.
I can read D.D. David Hamilton's book in a day.
I'm going to tell him that.
Yeah, do that because it's a wonderful, a wonderful, wonderful book. No, I'm sure that old radio signals are still floating around out there, that they don't die away. I'm pretty sure one of the Noels on Twitter will correct me in a slightly smug way and then wonder why I don't respond to them.
Because you've muted them.
Well, I've unmuted them, and now I know why. I'm remembering why I muted them. All you are is energy. Remember that. Noel has spent £2,000 on an EMP pad. Oh, here we go. No, it's your cancer box to fix the problem. He said, I use it 8 minutes a day. If Vaughan is listening, switch off, buddy. Vaughan is the cancer man that...
The cancer man?
Yeah, the cancer man that Edmonds taunted. Well, he's got cancer and he's a man. What do you want me to say?
Vaughan, there's room for you on Yo Yo Yo.
Oh, you can have him. He's going to be weak. He's going to be... I'm not being funny. I want the fittest of the fit, the purest of the pure.
He's a battler.
Mate, he's going to have medication. He's got to carry around. Sorry, Vaughan. I mean, you're a nice lad and stuff, but this is important business. This is important business. I can't be doing with that. Can't be doing with that. I don't wish him ill. Just don't,
you just don't want him on your team.
If we were picking teams, he'd be the last one I'd pick. But that's not discrimination. That's sense. Evening, Dan.
Evening, Ian. Old radio signals.
Yes.
They do not die.
Thank you very much indeed.
I knew it'd be you, Dan.
They go out into space.
Yes.
And they go further and further and further and further and further.
Yep.
Now, in theory, we should be able to catch them.
So that means that aliens will be getting the man from the Ministry and Wacko right about now.
You're not far wrong, because a couple of years back, somebody ingenious did an April Fool and managed to convince a bunch of Doctor Who fans that NASA had located missing episodes of Doctor Who in space.
Oh, that's a mean trick to play.
It's a very mean trick, but oh my, they fell for it.
Yeah.
Of course, you could also get old-fashioned radio by listening to a certain podcaster.
Who? Oh, no, I see what you mean. I see what you're doing there. You're doing what I believe they used to call in the olden days satire.
Satire with brackets around it.
The other day, Dan, on Twitter, you may have seen, I asked loads of people, well, I asked everybody that was following me that hasn't muted me to suggest some old American radio shows that I should listen to. And I wrote down a list. I actually took notice of what people said, and I wrote down a list, and I keep meaning to. I might do it tonight when I get home. When I get home at the moment, I'm kind of buzzing, and then for the day I feel lousy. But there are loads of people I should listen to. Phil Hendry, Art Bell, Coast to Coast, Opie and Anthony, I don't know who they are, and Studs Sturkle. Studs Turkle. Studs, it's either Studs Turkle or Stud Sturkle.
They do sound like Grumble Flick stars, don't they?
They do a little bit. Stud Sturkle. Coming in your
Of course, if you're buzzing when you're getting back in, you want to listen to something a bit slower, like This Is American Life, which is just...
I don't want new stuff.
Talking very slowly about nothing.
I don't want new stuff. I want old stuff.
Do
you ever get overwhelmed, Dan, by the amount of stuff there is?
I do look at my podcast list and I think, I've not listened to that one in 3 months, but I can't bring myself to unsubscribe.
Yeah.
I know I'll get round to listening to them.
There's just so much stuff, and that's just podcasts you're talking about, but then you expand it to podcasts and radio shows, and then you expand it to podcasts, radio shows and music, and then films, and then books, and then video games, and then countries, and then food stuff. And there's just too much. There's too much choice. I can understand why some people want to be in prison.
Some people do like being in prison because it's time to catch up.
Yeah, I would catch up with
book in.
Catch up with my reading and and all the PlayStation 2 games I've never played.
I've got PlayStation 4 games. They were bought for me for Christmas. They're still in the cellophane.
Oh, God.
I want to play them, but I have a child. She's 4. I can't get round to it.
No, it's awful, Dan. Thank you very much for that. This is one of my... Thank you, Dan. This is one of my... There's too much stuff in the world. And here we are, Catherine and myself, throwing more stuff your way with this show and this podcast and the Rabbit Hole podcast and the Door into Summer thing I do and
Lights Out
and all of this stuff. Just throwing stuff at you. We're throwing stuff. The tag is slightly different. Tag and Lights Out. If you don't know, Lights Out, I'm doing a performance art piece in September at the Big Green Bookshop in Wood Green. It holds 35, I think, and ticketsource.co.uk/Iain-Lee. And what it is, you come, bring a cushion or a pillow if you want, because you're going to be sitting or lying on the floor. It's going to be a complete darkness, complete blackout, and for an hour I'm going to fiddle with a radio. And just tune it, detune it, short wave, medium wave, long wave, some as big as your head. And that's happening for an hour. And then afterwards, if you want pictures taken and all the usual, we're doing that. So I'm doing that in September. But the thing about that and about Tag is they are more, they're events. They're events. And once they've happened, and you can't go, oh God, I want to go back. And there'll be no recording of this Lights Out thing. Someone wanted to film it, said, oh, no. There'll be no recording of it, nothing. It's going to happen. And it will be a unique, and if I ever do it again, which I might do if this goes well, It will be unique because it will be literally listening and tuning and detuning live radio, So those things, that and the hat, they're more experiences. It's the things that are collected, like albums and videos and DVDs, and there's just so much stuff. And we are contributing to that pile of stuff by doing, making podcasts and things.
But that's life, isn't it?
I suppose so. You know, and it's how I feed my kids. It's how I feed my kids. The telepresenter added, Paul and Julie, we'll come to you after the news if that's all right, because there's only 2 minutes up until the news, and I want to give you all a fair crack of the whip. The telepresenter added, you don't live life, life lives you. Oh dear, someone put that on a poster with the silhouette of a Native American man, please. There isn't such a thing as death, it's just departure. Want to put that to the test, Edmonds? That wasn't a threat, it was a joke. You cannot die. My energy will return to where it came from. Your mum's woo-woo. Part of a massive, incomprehensible universal web of energy. He is talking about his mum's vagina.
Oh, God. Can you stop talking about it?
There was a weird thing the other day in our house with both of my boys running around shouting at the top of their voice, vagina! Vagina! Vagina!
Well, my daughters find that word hilarious as well.
Yeah. It's a funny word.
Well, but they say vagina.
Oh, it was vagina. It was China for a long time, and I think they may have just worked out that it's Gina, not China.
Yeah. Well, I get reports quite often. I've had them both sit down and said, "You mustn't do that." If she's just kicked me in the vagina.
0344 499 1000. Good news. When there is a nuclear holocaust, which is coming, none of us will die. Paul and Julie, I will come to you in a minute. 0344 499 1000. For goodness sakes, dear listener, you must be having fun, because we are. This is the Late Night Alternative. My name is Iain Lee. This is Talk Radio.
Talk Radio.
0344 499 1000. Let's fill the last hour with the cries of your calls as you decide Team Yo 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 or Team Hip Hip Hip. There really is no other show like this that I've found. This is the Late Night Alternative with me, Iain Lee, on Talk Radio.
Across the UK, online and on DAB.
The wild man of late night radio, Iain Lee.
Differently interesting nocturnal emissions from a legend of late night radio. On air and off the leash. The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee.
On Talk Radio. We'll get you talking.
Hello, dear listener, new. Hello, dear listener, old. 0344 499 1000. You call us, you speak to Sam, he'll take your name and number, give you a call back. If you're waiting for the hook, the question, the anger, the fear that will strike you so that you phone in, it doesn't work like this at all. We've kind of had some unusual shows so far this week. Unusual in terms for us, in that they've kind of had a bit more of a narrative to them. But you can literally call in about anything. Maybe it's a big news story. Maybe it's a tiny news story. Maybe you've just, you touched a cat for the first time. It can be anything. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. Things that we talk about. We don't die. We're all energy and, stuff like that. What's woo-woo? Is woo-woo
that's
ghost?
Another name for...
No, not that. Because Howard Hughes was talking about, well, it can't be that. He was talking about, do you want woo-woo on the show? And he wouldn't mean that.
Right, now. You know the Skeptics with a K?
Yeah.
That's one of their words for nonsense,
Okay.
Yeah, bunkum.
Okay. Well, okay, you're not telling me
But my little girls would laugh their heads off if you said woo-woo to them.
We're also talking about there's too much stuff.
I've got too much stuff.
There's just too much stuff, I want to declare a year zero in terms of stuff. But I can't stop buying stuff. I'm addicted to stuff. I've worked out actually why I keep buying so many books and CDs. I'm waiting for the next bit of inspiration. That's what it is. And by buying these books and CDs, I'm hoping that one of them. It's why. And I tell you what, where it clicked. It's because you remember that big book I bought in New York of Vanity self-published records.
Mm-hmm.
It's a beautiful book. And I've still not really looked at it because I want to sit down for an afternoon because I think I think once I start going in that book, that's going to take me off onto the next project, whether it's an hour that we do on this show or it's a documentary or it's I don't know.
Well, I don't know if you're saying this out loud, but
yes.
We went in a bookshop recently and you were saying, I want to discover something. That was what you were muttering under your breath as you were looking through the books.
No, that was in FOP, wasn't it? The record shop. Yeah, I need something. I'm waiting for the next thing that maybe go, oh, that's what I want to do. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. We've got two Pauls on the line. We're going to go to Liverpool first. Good evening, Paul.
All right, there, Ian. Welcome. Greetings from Liverpool.
Are you hamming up your Scouse accent a little bit?
Yeah, I love being a professional Scouser.
For goodness
I've taken it to that role, you know.
I thought you were. I thought, hang on a minute, he's turned that up to 11.
No, I'll revert to my posh phone voice now, Ian.
You what? Is it? Hey, you remind me of a really good thing. Do mums still have phone voices? Because my mum... Does anybody... Because my mum used to do the phone voice. Hello, can I help you? Yes, we're off to the theatre. And I wonder if people still do a phone voice, because phone calls are more common now with mobiles than they were 20 years ago, when it was that one phone on that little table in the hallway. And I wonder if people still do a phone voice.
I think we've become more Americanised now. We're not so class-conscious, the British, so we don't really try and pretend to be middle class when we're not anymore. Especially up north. I mean, down south they're a bit more class conscious.
Well, isn't everybody middle class now?
Well, I don't think so. No.
Well, because I mean, I don't know if there are any sort of real working class people anymore.
Yeah, but maybe the whole class system's just collapsed. You know, it's just about money now, as like America it always was. You know.
Yeah, maybe.
But, I rang up when you said that with Just Energy, and I thought, well, that's a bit reductionist, Ian.
Hang on a minute, that's Noel Edmonds that said that.
Because, you know, why would we take anything seriously? I mean, you take popular culture very seriously.
Who does?
You almost have a teenage enthusiasm for popular culture.
Oh, well, hang on a minute. You've said two statements that don't necessarily go hand in hand. First statement was, I take it too seriously. Second statement, I have a teenage enthusiasm. I'd agree with the second. I don't know about... The first, I think, is a different thing. Yes, I have a teenage enthusiasm.
Music, isn't it? It's just songs, it's just words with a bit of a tune to them. They come and they go. I mean, they're not that significant at the end of the day.
To you?
No, I mean they're not in the greater scheme of things.
To you, they're not. But the very fact that some of them do have significance for me, it shows that you can't speak in such a generalistic tone about that.
I think we've got to have like social recognition of significance. You know, we can't be purely subjective here.
No, but I don't. Now you're just saying words and not making any sense.
What I'm saying, it's got to be outside of us. We can't judge ourselves whether it's significant, can we?
No. You're not listening to me. If a pop song is significant to me, then it has significance. You don't think pop music has significance, so it's not significant to you. Those two things can coexist in the same universe.
It has some degree of significance, but pop music is transient and it's very generational, and it passes, you know, it just goes.
Incorrect.
It's be disposed of.
Incorrect.
Well, you think of popular music in the Victorian times, right? No one listens to that now, or very little of it. Well, it's there for a time, you know.
Well, no, but that's, well, okay, I probably could if I hit my head, I could think of some Victorian songs, but... the reason that pop music as we know it now is more long-lasting, music recorded in the last 60, 70 years is more long-lasting, is because it was recorded. Up until about, 1950, most things weren't recorded. They were on bits of paper, and you had to go and buy the bits of paper and know how to read those notes and play it on a piano.
But
pop music now,
isn't it?
Yeah, but
everything's recorded. But recording itself is going to become less significant.
No.
But there's so much out there.
No. But this is why I can't name a Victorian song, but I can name songs from, for example, the 1940s or the 1950s, because they have been recorded, so they are, by very definition, more permanent.
But even those have faded now. They're not played often on the radio.
You're listening to the wrong radio. There's a brilliant radio station which I listen to sometimes. Drive out. It's either called Angel or Vintage. I think it's called Vintage, and they play some wonderful stuff from the 30s and the 40s on. It's brilliant.
You know, time's the great filter, though. Time will filter all the rubbish out, and all you're left with is the gems, then, the absolute gems, you know.
But again, I go back to your original statement that pop music and pop culture is not significant. to you it's not significant, but to me there are moments in it that are, and to other people there are other moments that are equally significant. It might be the song that their dad sang to them when they were a baby. It might be the thing that was on the radio when their nan died. It might be the song that was, a film that was on when they first had sex.
Real significance, like we still appreciate Shakespeare, and he was writing in the 16th century. We don't really view any other playwrights from the 16th century. No one knows who they are.
Well, that's not true. Again, that's not true. You talk about reductionism. You're criticising Noel Edmonds for reductionism. That's exactly what you're doing.
Well, ultimately, you've got to reduce things because there's just too much out there.
But then how come your opening gambit was an attack on reductionism?
Well, because I believe we've got a soul, you see. And I believe we've got emotions and feelings, and we give meaning.
But isn't that soul just an energy?
But it's got meaning, isn't it? When someone dies, we don't go, the energy's been switched off. We lament their passing because it's a soul that's disappeared.
Not everybody.
Yeah, but people, why do we love anyone? Are your kids just the balls of energy, or are they something really significant to you?
But you know the answer to that question. They're both.
Got a soul. You relate soul to soul. Now,
there's a band.
Yes. What's the meaning, Ian? What's the meaning of life?
Thanks very much for calling, Paul. I do find it the slight snobbishness of saying that popular and pop music, by its definition, is popular and it's populist, and it was meant to be disposable and thrown away and bubblegum and plastic. But.
And by the way, so was Shakespeare.
Yeah. But pop music, it can have amazing significance, and the very fact that we, 50 years of Sgt. Pepper, an album I don't particularly rate, but the fact that 50 years later, after most of the people that worked on that record are dead, we're still celebrating it, and that's from 1967. You could go back, when was the first Elvis record? It was 1954. 1954. So that is, hang on, how many is that? That's 63 years. And people still get chills when they hear that.
Because there's so much wrapped up in it. It's art, for a start. So there are trends, and you can hear that in classical music too. So if you want to listen to classic FM, that was popular music of its time. You can't say that's not significant. It tells you a hell of a lot about the time it was
people like
written.
Liszt were rock stars, shagging all the time, taking drugs and
Mozart.
shagging. Yeah, God, they were at it, baby. Don't you believe it? Let's go to Paul in London. Good evening, Paul.
Yo, Team careful the way.
I don't even know who this loser is, so...
Doesn't matter, he's mine.
Listen, she's in the gang, she wants tools. I've got pickaxe handles, I've got baseball bats, and I'm going to see my mate tomorrow, get some shooters. We're going to meet you in Hyde Park, you're going down.
That's fine, Paul, you can join the yo-yo-yos. You happy with that, Kath? That's the element, you're a gangster's mole.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, she's also the funny one out of you two, so...
Cut him off. Cut him off. That is, we don't. It's all a bit of fun, guys. But when you start criticising my humour, that's when I really have to get involved. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. The late night alternative. Your gang really is common.
The late night alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Julie, hip hip hip.
Hip, hip, hip.
Thank you very much indeed. There we go. This is great. Well done, Julie. No messing around there. None of this, sisters.
I've missed you guys.
We've missed you, Julie.
I've missed you so much.
And I'm glad you're in my gang. I'm glad you're in my gang.
At the moment.
Are you listening?
I don't think she knows.
Hello, can you hear? Hello. Doesn't matter. She said hip. She said hip, hip, hip. She's in my gang. She's not in your yo nonsense. So that's fine. Where are you, Julie?
I'm in Cyprus at the moment.
Oh.
Last week I was in Tenerife, and I thought, do you know what? I can do a week family holiday with the kids.
Yes.
I can go without talk radio for 1 week. I can. And then I've come back, and then I was back a day, and then I'm out for a friend's wedding. She got married today to a guy who's been in different soaps, a nice Scouse guy who's been in different soaps. He's in Emmerdale at the moment.
He was in different strokes, did you say?
Different soaps.
Different soaps? What is she saying?
He's been in different soaps.
What, soap
He's
operas?
an actor.
Yeah.
But then you said he was transgender.
She never.
Oh, she said that
He's
he
in
was
Emmerdale at the moment.
he was a woman and a man. Why is she saying?
Julie, are you sure you want to be in his gang? 'Cause
She's in
it's
my
a very
gang now.
Confused place.
It's written down. She's got the tats and everything.
It's in there. And I was speaking to somebody, I heard somebody say, so I'm out in Cyprus for my friend's wedding, which was today, and I heard one of the party guests say, do you know what? All I listen to is LBC.
Oh,
and I said, no. I said, I tell you what you want to listen to.
Yes.
You want to listen to Talk Radio.
Yes.
It's brilliant. You want to listen to the Iain Lee show. I like Iain Lee. I said, you want to listen to the show?
Yes.
It's
Yes.
fantastic.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I'm in the hotel that has got terrible Wi-Fi.
You,
So
and you,
I've
you-
been-
is that a euphemism for being really drunk?
No, but funny you should say that.
Yeah, we know. We can smell it here, love. Flipping heck. You're drunk in charge of a phone.
It's allowed. It's allowed. I've been to a wedding.
Okay.
So I was saying how brilliant the show was, and it made me think, I really want... So I found a place in the hotel, which if I go to the real corner of the balcony outside, I can get Wi-Fi. So I was at the corner of the balcony, and I thought I'm going to phone in and say hip, 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 and how much I'd missed the show. Because, and then when you were saying about the previous week's show and how it's been brilliant,
Yes,
I feel like I've missed out.
Well, you have missed out terribly, Julie. But
I'm here now.
Thank you very much indeed for calling, and I think this song sums up Julie's evening.
I don't know, it's the most extraordinary experience. I understand not everybody has that sort of experience. It's something to do with the sun and all that. I wouldn't understand myself, really. You know, quite for no reason, I'm here for the season and high as a kite, living in error with Maud at Cap Ferrer, which couldn't be right. You know, everyone's here, frightfully gay. You know, nobody cares what people say. Now, though the Riviera is really much queerer than Rome at its height, on Wednesday night I went to a marvellous party with Nunu and Nada and Nell. You know, it was in the fresh air, and we went as we were. And we stayed as we were, which was hell. Poor Grace started singing at midnight, and she didn't stop singing till 4. You know, we knew the excitement was bound to begin when Laura got blind on Dubonnet and gin and scratched her veneer with a Cartier pin. I couldn't have liked it more, honestly. I've been to a marvellous party. We played the most wonderful game. Maureen disappeared and came back in a beard, and we all had to guess at her name, imagine. Old Cecil, good old Cecil arrived wearing armour, some shells and a black feather ball. Poor Millicent wore a surrealist comb made of bits of mosaic from St. Peter's in Rome. But the wait was so great that she had to go home. I couldn't have liked it more, honestly. It's the most fabulous idea. I've never seen such a carry-on. I mean, it couldn't happen anywhere else but on the Riviera. It was peculiar. You know, people's behaviour away from Belgravia would make you aghast. So much variety watching society scampering past. You know, if you have any mind at all, Gibbon's divine decline and fall sounds pretty flimsy. No more than a whimsy. By way of contrast, on Wednesday last, I went to a marvellous party. I must say the fun was intense. We all had to do what the people we knew might be doing 100 years hence. Can you beat it? We talked about growing old gracefully, and Elsie, who's 74, said, A, it's a question of being sincere, and B, if you're supple, you've nothing to fear. Then she swung upside down from a glass chandelier. I couldn't have liked it more. I've been to a marvellous party. We didn't sit down to dinner till 10. You know, and young Bobby Carr did a stunt at the bar with a lot of extraordinary men. Poor Frida arrived with a turtle, which shattered us all to the core. The Duchess passed out at 2:45, and suddenly Cyril cried, "Fiddle-dee-dee," and he ripped off his trousers and jumped in the sea. I couldn't have liked it more. I've been to a marvellous party. Elise made an entrance with May. You'd never have guessed from her fisherman's vest that her bust had been whittled away. Poor Lulu got fried on Chianti and talked about esprit de corps. Louise made a couple of passes at Gus, and Freddie, who hates any kind of a fuss, did half the Big Apple and twisted his truss. Ha ha! I couldn't have liked it more.
Noel Coward's got a song for every call that Julie makes.
You even got the pace right of her speech.
It's a great song, that, isn't it? I love that. I haven't heard that for years. Let's try this. Good evening, Doris.
Oh, hello, dear. I'm 84, you know.
Okay.
Yes. I'm slightly confused I phoned him about the diet thing, but then Jan was talking about transgenders.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm slightly confused, dear, what a transgender is.
Yes.
But you wanted to do about diets.
Yes, we can talk about diets.
Yes, dear.
Yes.
You said you wanted to lose weight, David.
Yes.
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 Would you like? I've got a lovely recipe for you, David.
Thank you.
Could I tell you it?
Yes, of course.
Excuse me. It's a vegan diet. It's not going to offend anyone, is it?
Only those that like to eat vegans.
Can you eat a vegan?
Oh, very tasty.
You can eat squirrels, apparently.
Yes, you can. You can stick a spike up their bum and roast them over a fire.
Oh, dear.
Delicious.
I don't think I'd like to do that, dear.
A bit nutty,
they
though.
keep me up all night,
Yes.
David.
Yes.
All night. They keep me up. And
Yes, they would, Ethel.
I must admit, I phoned... Is it Sam, your producer?
No, but no, he's not the producer. But yes, it's Sam you spoke to. Yes.
Yes. And he said, can I ring him back in an hour?
Yes.
I said I was going to bed.
That's
Bear with me, dear.
Yes.
He said I was going to... Hold up. It's Jimmy again.
Hello.
No, it's Jimmy. It's a squirrel again.
Okay.
He's back.
Thanks.
The squirrel again.
That's great. Let's go to Dave. What a delightful idiot. Good evening, Dave.
Good evening. Hip, hip, hip.
Thank you very much, Dave. Have we spoken before?
Yeah, we have.
Yeah, oh yeah, you're that guy.
How the devil are you?
So far, in the hip, hip, hip team, there's CJ, Kyle, Julie and Dave, and in the yo-yo-yos, there's Paul in London, who was a knob, and Alan Caddick. It's not looking good, Boyley. It's not.
Do you know what it reminds me of?
Go on, David.
Whizzer and Chips.
Oh, yeah, go on.
Because there was two gangs, weren't there? There was the Whiz Kids and there was the Chipites.
I was a Whiz Kid.
Me too.
Oh, yeah.
Ah, you know what? You played that song, that Noel Coward song,
Yes,
a bit
I did.
earlier.
Yeah, well, yes, a little bit earlier.
Yeah, it was lovely. Have you ever heard any of Tom Lehrer's songs?
No. Yes.
Poisoning Pigeons in the Park?
I have heard that one, yeah.
Oh, it reminded me of that.
Well, guess who came first?
Tom Lehrer was about 1953.
Noel Coward was working very, very hard in the 1920s and 30s.
Oh, fair play to him then.
Fair play.
Now, I'm a bit confused. Am I only allowed to call in if I touched a cat for the first time?
No, I was offering that up as a suggestion of some, if people were wondering what they wanted to call in but are unsure what to call in about, I gave them some topics that to fire off their imagination. Have you ever touched a cat before?
I have. I'm relieved to know that it's not a necessity for a call.
No. You can call in about anything, but if anyone has touched a cat for the first time or would like to touch a cat for the first time while they're on the telephone, 03444991000.
I think you need to broaden it out a bit further. If you might let me just produce you for a second.
Please do, Catherine.
If you've touched anything for the first time today, call us now. 03444991000.
And that can be
risky.
literally anything.
Very risky.
I know, but the stories, Dave. Think of the stories.
All right. Can I tell you something that dawned on me today, Kath and Ian?
Yes. Ian?
Doug, sure.
Do you know what? It dawned on me today that as a 7-year-old, I was duped by my parents.
Go on, mate.
Well, I was thinking about how they packed me off to Sunday school every week.
Yeah, I used to go to Sunday school.
Were your parents hungover on a Sunday morning as well? Because mine were.
No, mine weren't actually, but yeah, we got sent off to Sunday school.
So did I.
Weird.
Did your parents go to church themselves?
No, they did not. I also went to Wednesday Club.
Oh, right.
That was the same thing, but on a Wednesday. And my Sunday school and my Wednesday Club were very, very happy clappy. They were a gospel tabernacle. Sorry?
mine, the woman that ran ours, she played the guitar and she'd got Jesus written on it in with like colourful stickers.
Yes.
And I thought her name was Jesus until I suddenly dawned on me.
Hey, I was just thinking, the ladies that used to come and sing to us at school had guitars with stickers on, yeah. Do you know what they used to have as well? Rainbow guitar straps.
Yeah. Very good. Very Christian. The best Christian song can't be played on an acoustic guitar, I'm afraid.
What, Kumbaya, Melody Kumbaya?
A terrible song.
I know, but that's the standard, isn't it?
No, but exactly. But it's a terrible song. Then the best songs require a piano or an organ, big old church organ.
I think you're probably right. And is there a singular song that you're thinking of?
Well,
we three kings of Oriental.
It's got a good one. One in a taxi, one in a car.
Yeah. Are you ready for round 2 of Pornhub Stump?
Oh, yes, I am. I'd love to have round 2. Remind the listener of what that involves, please.
I've had a few drinks, couldn't you?
Well, Dave has done some extensive research on Pornhub, where he's typed in very niche branches of porn, and we have to guess how many matches those niche descriptions throw up.
How many videos are available to the selective
pervert?
Pervert.
Okay,
yeah.
what have you got? And by the way, likewise, when we played this last week, this introduced us to hummus porn. So there's something.
Of which there is one video.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the number of viewings has gone up by about 3. Okay, so
do you love a chickpea?
Picture the scene. I'm settling down in front of my laptop.
Yes.
I've got Pornhub on.
Yeah.
I'm feeling fruity, and I type in asthma.
Oh.
3.
I think 5.
You're on fire, Ian. It's 2.
Yay!
He's already looked it up.
Yeah, it's one of my favourite things.
That's not an inhaler.
That's not an inhaler. Okay. That's my dick.
Are you ready for the next
Oh,
one?
mate, I'm ready. Bring it on.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, I'm feeling fruity. I'm on Pornhub, and I want to find something that's eloquent.
Is that the word? Eloquent?
Eloquent.
7.
5.
3.
Ooh.
Number 3.
Hang on, what happens in eloquent porn? I'm going to insert myself at an angle of 47 degrees.
Oh, that's a big word.
Oh.
Tell me another.
Friction.
Oh, gosh, loads.
Go on then, you go first.
500.
12.
16, Ian, you are the Pornhub purveyor of kinks and swingy dinks.
Is that all we've got this week, Dave?
No, there's more.
Go on. You keep. I can do this all night. Go on.
Number 4.
Yeah.
Petticoat.
Petticoat?
Yeah.
50.
If you're not going to take this seriously, I'll hang up right now.
12. 12.
50. I reckon 50 for petticoat, yeah.
4.
What?
I'll make that 2-2, Kath.
Yes.
You've pulled back equal.
Okay.
Number 5.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Kebab.
Oh.
Think about it. Think about it.
What a horrible game.
15.
9.
Jeez. 10. Ian, it's 3-2.
Oh,
Thank you.
so close.
Thank you.
Now, this is will cater to a certain type of lady or gentleman.
Yeah.
Sarcastic. Give me a good sarcastic video.
6.
I'm going to go 4.
Ooh, 22.
What?
4-2 for Ian.
I do find sarcastic women very sexy, actually. There's something about it that it really is. There's something about it.
Oh, that's so great.
Kath, it's 4-2, and there's only 3 left.
Oh,
so come
man.
on, pull your finger out.
I will.
Oh, well, is that the next one? Pull your finger out.
You ready?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Unwashed.
Oh, God. 80.
30.
Oh, this is too much of a coincidence, Ian. 29. Come on.
You dirty dog.
5-2. How's that? There's only 2 left.
I'm not proud I'm winning this, by the way. This is not a competition I'm enjoying leading in.
Well, I can hang up right now if you want.
No, go on, carry on.
He's loving it.
Saddle.
We were talking about saddles the other day,
Yeah,
weren't
it was
we?
a shop full of them.
But it was bicycle saddles,
Yeah.
not horse saddles.
No.
Now, because pony porn is a thing, isn't it?
Mm.
People, they pretend
Ride
they're
'em.
ponies.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go 30, 3-0.
I'm going to go 50.
Kath, 86.
Yeah.
Ding, ding!
There we go.
Right, winner takes all, last one.
All right. As my we were playing this rip-off.
You weren't playing this, were you?
No, playing this rip-off game of Uno, Scooby-Doo game with my kids, and and I don't think they've heard this line from me, but we played loads of games, and it was getting a bit boring. I said, let's play one more. And my boy went, right, whoever wins this is the best in the world. I'm thinking, that's what I say, but I've never said that in front of you.
I think that's standard playground.
So whoever wins this, Dave, is the best in the world. Away you go.
Okay, now, bearing in mind that I'm trying to stump the Pornhub
Yes.
search engine, the last one is stump. Think about it.
Oh.
Go on, you go first.
Think about it.
Niche, but when they get into that, they'll get into that.
Less niche than you'd think, Kath.
Oh. I'm going to go 47.
I'm going 50.
Oh, Ian. 233.
Dirty dogs!
Oh.
Dirty. Well, nothing dirty about it. Lots of people have stumps, and that's great. You know, that means that there's somebody for everybody.
Yeah.
Dave, you've really lowered the tone. Thanks very much.
It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, I'm sure it has. 03444991000. Steve and Dom, stay there. Come to you after this.
The wild man of late night radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee
on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Steve's in Newcastle. Good evening, Steve.
Yo, yo, yo.
Yes!
Well, I don't even know who this bloke is. Has he called before?
He's none of your business.
Good. Well, you talk to him then.
No. You talk to
It
him.
was, she kicked me in the vagina that swung it, I'm afraid.
Kick me in the vagina.
Brilliant.
Have you called before, Steve? I don't recognise the name or voice.
Yeah, I've called a few times, but not for a few weeks.
Okay, so obviously not.
Last time I phoned was with that riddle.
I don't remember.
That you guessed.
Don't remember. I don't remember.
Oh, I remember.
I don't remember.
You do remember, Ian. Don't be churlish. Come on. I've been nice to your people.
To my people. Did you just drop one?
No, it was my foot.
Okay. Of course it was. Because feet make farting noises, don't they?
If I drop one, there'd be glitter and rainbows everywhere. I don't see no glitter.
Steve, what you got for us?
I touched something for the first time today.
Oh, what did you touch?
Here we go. This is good. What is it?
A golden Oreo
Oh.
What?
biscuit.
What?
They're just out.
What? A golden Oreo biscuit?
Yeah.
What flavour is it?
It's just sort of, you know how they're sort of brown? It's just sort of like an oat biscuity colour.
Well, but is it...
Or like a hobnob colour.
No, is it vanilla flavour?
Like yellow.
Yellow? They've been out for
sort of
ages.
yellow.
What? Hang on a minute. They've been out
Well,
for...
they're brand new.
Hello? I'm talking. Don't talk over me when I'm talking over you. They've been out for ages, though.
It says new on the packet.
Well, this is what I'm disputing. I'm not disputing that you touched one for the first time. Because I caned a whole packet of those about 6 months ago in a hotel room.
Yeah, but I live in Newcastle.
Oh, yeah, fair enough.
Okay, yeah, that says it all.
He's destroyed you there, mate.
That says it all. That says it all. We're down in the south. And what did you make of it, Steve?
Well, I had it with Mars milk, but you've got to do it properly, because they don't do it properly on the advert. They dip it in and eat it. That's just rubbish.
Well, you do that silly twist thing, do you?
Yeah, and then you lick the cream, and then you put the two
you're an idiot.
back together.
You're an idiot.
And then you take a mouthful of milk.
You're an idiot.
And go suck it all, sort of, so it's all in, and then chew it. And it's
Here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. That is not a British tradition. That's an American tradition you've got from adverts and movies. We haven't had Oreos over here for more than 15 years. You have been totally sucked in by Americana, Steve. That is not a great British tradition.
Says the Monkeys fan.
Well, no, but it's fine. But he's saying that as though there's only one way to do it. That way was invented in about 1998 in California.
No, I said the way on the advert was crap.
Yeah, but then you're citing a way as though that's the traditional way that we've been doing it for hundreds and hundreds of years.
No, I just said it was nice that way.
I'm glad
Better than the advert.
I'm glad he's in your gang.
I'm glad he is
because
as well.
he's got bad manners.
He's not.
He's very rude to me. He's been.
He hasn't.
I haven't been rude.
You haven't, Steve. You ignore him.
He's being very rude to me.
Got a cob on because of the coffee
No,
thing.
the first time I phoned up, I said I used to love your 11 o'clock show and all that stuff and whatnot. And
You've been fine.
You said I was a very nice man.
In the past, you've been fine, Steve, but your tone this evening. It really.
Yo.
No, I'm teasing. So what are you going to?
Got a lovely squeaky laugh as well.
Squeaky.
Wow.
What are you going to touch tomorrow for the first time?
It gets more squeaky as she laughs.
No, it's the more drunk she gets. Steve, what are you going to? Hello. What are you going to touch for the first time tomorrow?
Well, I don't know. Not food stuff. Something more exciting.
Another man's penis.
I could do if it was Cillian Murphy. I would.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I know exactly.
He's the only man I fancy.
Yeah, who's it I fancy at the moment?
Ruffalo.
Oh, Mark Ruffalo. Do you know the actor Mark Ruffalo,
He's so
Steve?
dreamy, Steve.
I'll Google him.
Google it.
If you fancy him that much and he's the only man you fancy, he's probably pretty hot.
I'll tell you what, Steve. Give us a call tomorrow if you get to touch Cillian Murphy's penis. Don't go to prison for it. But
ask him first.
Yeah, you never
know.
Take
him for a drink.
Court him, woo him.
Have you got his email address?
Yeah, it's Cillian.Murphy@hotmail.co.uk. All right, Steve, tell him we sent you, yeah?
Yeah, he might be working in England.
He might be.
I can hitchhike, touch his penis and get back and phone you.
Thanks very much for calling, Steve.
I'll take your mobile.
There we go. That's great. That is great. Is one phone call tomorrow? Yeah, can I phone Iain Lee? Yeah, I'm in prison, but you'll never guess what I touched. Are we okay giving out
no, I
movie
think
stars?
It's incitement.
Giving out movie stars' email addresses like that? I don't know if that's an appropriate thing to do. Let's go to Dom. Good evening, Dom.
Evening, boss. You all right?
Yeah, good. Thank you very much indeed. I'm worried that we've just created a sex criminal.
Cillian Murphy, if you're listening, start running.
Yeah.
Start running now.
Yeah.
I was thinking Robert Sheehan? What's he called?
I don't know. Because I don't know who you're talking about.
Channel 4 programme called Misfits.
Nope.
There's an Irish lad in it who had beautiful eyes.
Oh, you fancy him, dear?
Yeah.
Everyone's got a gay choice. Everyone's got a gay choice. Yeah, of course they have. Nothing wrong with that.
You're going to ask me the question, I know what?
Oh, I know you mean, Robert Sheehan, yeah.
Hip, hip, hip?
Yeah. Well, I don't run at Kath Boyle quotes, do I? Hip, hip, hip.
Thank you very much, brother. Thank you very much, at Kath Boyle quotes. Oh, God, it's dirty, but I'll still suck it.
What? I never said that.
You talking about that was you in Nando's the other day with a straw.
I never.
There was a straw.
It's an outrage.
Dropped on the floor. It's dirty, but I'll still suck it.
No, I never said that.
That's exactly what she said.
This is all vicious rumours. First Cillian Murphy, now me.
If this comes to Rumble, we're going to get panned, mate, because you're all wet lettuce and she's double hard.
Hey, listen, hang on a second. This is running all week. The hip, hip, hips, right? CJ, these are your brothers in arms and sisters in arms, Dom. CJ, Kyle, Julie, and Dave. Listen to the flipping yo-yo-yos. Some bloke called Steve in Newcastle, Paul in London, and Alan Caddick. I mean, flipping heck.
I don't fancy those chances, no.
Yeah, but then there's me.
Yeah, well, you're going to carry them all, aren't you?
Exactly. You know it. You know it.
Anyway, Dom, what have you got for us?
That Chas interview is brilliant.
It was good, wasn't it? What a nice man. What a lovely, lovely, lovely man. And just when he started talking about Jerry Lee Lewis, and it's a window onto another world. I don't know anyone that's met Jerry Lee Lewis, let alone met him, but sat and had conversations and played in his band. And now I'm sharing a sofa and a cup of tea with someone. We both had cups of tea and we didn't touch them because we were talking for the whole hour, and so our teas went cold. It was wonderful, wonderful. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Dom. Thank you.
Oh, no, it's brilliant, and that's what I was trying to get out the other day when I was sort of not speaking very verbosely, but when he just sort of drops in the conversation like, yeah, I saw this banjo, and then Eric Clapton bought it and gave it to Dave. It's like, that's the sort of thing I want to hear. It's like, you're never going to read that in a biography or anything.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. Yeah, no, he's good.
What are the chances that...
Go on.
Sorry, go on.
I was just going to say, Belinda Carlisle's not coming on the show, which is unfortunate, but someone did something that was particularly unprofessional, but that's fair enough. These things happen.
They won't happen again.
It won't happen again. No. You don't nick another show. She's going to be on Paul Ross's show, and Paul Ross will do an absolutely brilliant interview, and I know he will, because Paul Ross knows his stuff, and he'll do a cracking interview. So when you hear her on Paul Ross's show, I haven't got beef with... no, what are you saying?
With Paul Ross? No, we haven't.
No beef with Paul Ross.
I've just had an email through. How are you fixed Monday for Dean Torrance?
Hey, Dean from Jan and Dean on Monday. I'm fixed fine. Yes.
We'll call him at 10.
But we've got some more guests coming up, and me and Kath need to have another little brainstorm with some good people like Chas. I like the idea of going to them and sitting with them, because that was a much more relaxed interview with Chas than if we'd done it on the phone, or even if he'd come in the studio. So I like the idea of kind of getting on their turf so they feel a bit more relaxed. So we'll have to have a little think about that.
Oh, definitely. Well, I mean, I was going to suggest if you can get Paul to do an outside broadcast every week, just like 5 minutes of Chas talking about whatever.
Oh yeah, we could get Chas as a correspondent or something.
Yeah, just a weekly and here's the Chas feature or something like that.
Yeah, it's Chas. We'll see. Well, maybe that's not a bad idea actually. It's not a bad idea. Dom, I'm going to cut you off.
Hang on, one sec.
Oh. Sorry.
Go on.
What?
He's such a tit. Anything with Robin Asquith?
Who's a tit?
No one's a tit. What are you talking about?
You just said someone's a tit.
You did say that.
And you said someone was a bastard. You said someone was Robin Asquith, I had an email from a woman who's working with Robin Asquith. Apparently he's coming on soon, but we haven't got a date yet.
Oh, looking forward to that. I'll ask him what to carry on from.
Who were you calling a tit?
I thought you hung up on me. I was in the middle of asking a question.
He was calling me!
He called you.
Right.
That's your team member.
No. Dom, I'm ejecting you from the hip.
He's not coming in mine,
and he's coming in yours.
No, he's not.
And you're now a yo because you swore about me under your breath when you thought I cut you off. That is the worst form of betrayal a brother can do to a brother, Dom.
I don't want insubordinates.
Why not go and sleep with my wife? Unbelievable, Dom. You're a yo now.
No, you're not.
I'm still waiting for my prize from last week.
Oh, you I don't know about that. Just talking about. I'm not having that.
I don't want him.
He's on the list.
No.
You could have him.
No.
Do you hear him? He called me a bastard and a tit.
Exactly.
No, I'm not
and he
having that.
likes you. Imagine what he called me.
03444991000. This is the Late Night Alternative with me, Iain Lee, on Talk Radio.
Across the UK, online and on DAB.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee
on Talk Radio.
The last 10 minutes of the show, 03444991000. Oh, here we go, it's Andre.
Oh, hi, all right. I've had a bit of a strange day.
Oh, yeah, did you get drunk?
No, I don't drink, do I? No, not very many now. No. What happened, right? It's been pouring with rain all day, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been beautiful. I've loved it.
Yeah, well, I know the gardens and plants need it, but other than that, it was been horrible.
Oh, I love it. We sat indoors. We had the patio doors open and just watched that grey sky and that really heavy rain.
Yeah, it was nice to watch and listen to, but I had a blooming dentist appointment, didn't I, right?
I don't know, did you?
So I've bowled in. Now, normally, an appointment's always 2:30, isn't it, when you got to go to the dentist?
Well, that's a Chinese dentist time, yes.
Yeah, well, mine was 2:40, and it was 2:40 because they pulled the blooming thing out. This is truth, right? The tooth was very faulty, she said. So they took the tooth out.
What's on in the background?
The radio.
Only you.
Okay. What, by Yazoo?
Only you, yeah.
By Yazoo?
Yeah, that's it.
Yep.
Nice Baston band for you.
Yep.
So anyway, what else happened?
I think that might have been my highlight of the day, actually.
Wow.
And I've only just bowled in.
Well, that's... did you go and take...
Is that any good?
Get something...
Did I go to the pub?
Take the edge off?
Well, no, I can't, because I'm on... they give me injections in my teeth. I didn't want to mix anything. I don't like to mix drink and things like that in the injections in my teeth.
Any UFOs this evening, Andre?
No, not tonight. I was lucky. I was driving and nothing followed me.
Lucky. That was very lucky. Well done, Andre.
Right, thank you very much. And my tooth should be better soon.
Okay, they don't grow back, if that's what you're waiting for. Good evening, Pablo.
Hip, hip, hip.
Hip, 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 Pablo.
How do?
Right. Oh.
Hello, yeah.
You...
Oh. I'm good. I'm just in my kitchen. It's a bit echoey.
Sounds like the phone's in your pocket.
It may have been briefly in my pocket.
Sounds like it's still in your pocket.
How disrespectful.
I don't need to do that. Yeah, that's better.
There.
Unbelievable.
Sorry.
What a turd.
That's a bit extreme. That's a bit
turd.
Strong. I may change to a yo-yo-yo.
I don't want you. I don't want any rejects.
I've got him. But you've got Dom, though.
No, I don't want him.
You've got him?
No, don't take rejects, man.
Well, Dom is stateless.
Well,
May was the operative word.
He could be a floater.
Oh, dear. What have you got for us, Pablo?
I don't know if you've already mentioned this, because I've had the decorators in, so they've all just gone.
Is that euphemism?
It is.
No, not a euphemism. Literally had the decorators in, but it's a friend, so he did it quite late, so...
Again.
But yeah, have you seen that that picture going around of the Chuckle Brothers?
I've just this second seen it. Was that you that tweeted it? No, Radio X
sent it to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
It looks like... What do you mean you don't get it?
Said it so...
Look at the drink.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, but look at it, but don't focus on it too much. So sort of look at it, but squint a bit, like you're doing a magic eye. I can't find it now.
Think marital aids.
It looks like she's got a penis. She's holding a penis.
I'll be the judge of that. Let me see.
Kath, well, I'll stop that sentence there.
Yes.
It's vaguely libelous.
Well, unless it's some sort of optical illusion sent out purposely to weed out the
I can't find the picture.
perverts from there.
But just squint at it. I saw it straight away.
I didn't. I was thinking, what?
What? There's there's a picture of a young lady. There's the Chuckle Brothers, and in between is a young lady, and she's having a picture taken. And it looks like, at first glance, that she's holding something rude.
Yeah, I question my Chuckle vision.
I can switch between seeing what it is and seeing what it isn't.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, oh, now you got it!
It looks like your hair kind of lies.
It looks like a hairy member. Doesn't it? It looks like a member.
Strands.
Are you looking at the right picture?
I am now, yeah.
There we go.
Okay, fair enough. But you lot are perverts. I didn't see that. I looked at that for ages last night. Couldn't see a thing.
It's a little bit of fun.
Nice bit of visual for radio.
Well, yeah. Radio is the theatre of the mind.
I think the...
sorry.
Yeah?
I was going to say also, with it raining, like, you know when you walk along a path that's untouched and it's just got loads of slugs and snails crawling across it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I always think it's just some sort of very slow, like, wrought-out battle between slugs and snails that's been going on for a very long time.
Thanks very much for calling, Pablo. I've got no idea.
No, definitely a hip, hip, hipper.
I think we're all a bit tired. We've all had a bit to drink.
Time to go to bed.
We're all a bit tired. I know I'm very, very tired. I think my family are going away tomorrow. I hope my family... No, it would be nice for my family if they went away tomorrow for the weekend. That would be a nice thing for them. They'll be taking my car. I might... I've only ever...
Are you going to get in then? You're going to...
I'll if the weather's nice, I'll scoot, and if it's not, I'll get the train. Because my wife's car's knackered. Yeah. Still knackered. And then I don't think they're going to fix it. I've only ever really driven Volkswagens, Polos and Golfs. Golfs when I had money, Polos now. But I've realised the last couple of Polos I've had have been rubbish, and my wife's Golf has been rubbish, and I'm thinking I might get another car. And I need to get a bigger car, because the boys don't fit in the back of a Polo anymore. It is crammed in there. So I'm thinking I need to get like a dad car.
Well, my dad always had Volkswagens. Like, he went from the smaller cars to a Passat.
Yeah.
and now he's gone Ford.
I couldn't afford a Passat. They're well expensive. I'm thinking, is a Vauxhall a good car? Vauxhall?
I've heard of them.
Vauxhall? I don't know nothing about cars, and I can't really afford it at the moment because of this and that and stuff that's going on. The other, but I do need to. I'm gonna have to get a bigger car. I hate cars. I hate the stress that why can't they make machines that just work and do what they're meant to do and do it perfectly for a long, long time? Why? So here's tomorrow's topic.
Built-in obsolescence, isn't it?
Tomorrow's topic is a Vauxhall a good car? If we're sponsored by Vauxhall, then I'm sure they're excellent. So we're doing that tomorrow. I don't know what we're doing. What have we got on tomorrow? Have we got anything? Have we got any guests on tomorrow?
Have a look in my book.
I've got a feeling I'm doing something tomorrow, but I can't think for the life.
No, I haven't got anything in.
No, tomorrow's Thursday, is it?
It's all day, yeah.
Got nothing. We're going to be talking to a guy next week. Just had an email. Guy's made a film, and I read a review of it in Uncut magazine. He's made a film about Sly and the Family Stone. Called On the Sly. Great name for a film. And the review, the preview of it, made it sound like a really good film. So I emailed the director and said, any chance I can get a copy of it? And you can come on and talk about it. And he's going to send me a link to it now. And he's going to come on next week, which is brilliant. Although Uncut magazine also gave England Is Mine 4 stars.
That was balls.
Well, you've upped your ante.
It really was, though, wasn't it?
Haven't you upped your... We could do a phone-in game called Up Your Ante. And you have to guess what's up your ante. So, no? Too much? It's nearly 1 o'clock. We'll be a little bit blue.
You met my auntie last week.
No, I'm not talking about your auntie.
Oh, good.
I'm saying you tell us what's... You phone up and we have to guess what's up your ante. Does that work?
No, it needs a little bit of something.
Channel 4 have gone mucky again. They were in the 90s. They might be up for Up Your Ante. You get to put it up your ante. Dear listener, that's it. Sam, as always, thank you. Thank you, callers. Thank you to Chas for just being brilliant. Thank you, everyone that called in. I shall keep this list of team members and we shall pursue this with all the vim and vigour that we can muster. Until tonight at 10 from us, ta-ta.